Live from the Maverick Center in West Valley City, it's Utah Grizzlies hockey. As tonight's the second of a three-game series as the Grizzlies take on the Tahoe Knight Monsters. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Utah Grizzlies hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting here on a Friday night. It's the second of a three-game set for the Grizzlies. They were dominant on the offensive side of things on Wednesday as they scored 8 goals on 34 shots. The Grizzlies actually didn't score first on Wednesday. It was Tahoe that got on the board first as reigning league player of the week. Jordan Gustafson scored a minute 9 in, with Stanek and Alger gained the assist. 26 seconds later, the Grizzlies responded as Danny Genev got a 17th of the year, with Connors and Timofeyev gained the assists. Utah added first period goals from Riley Connors, 13:24 in, and a power play goal by Evan Friesen, 17:23 in. Grizzlies got second period goals from John Gillette, Maxime Barbashev, and Andrew Noel, and third period goals from Stepan Timofeyev, as well as Riley Connors' second goal of the game. The forward line of Danny Genev, Riley Connors, and Stepan Timofeyev were outstanding on Wednesday. Genev had 1 goal and 5 assists as he picked up a career-high 6 points. For Riley Connors, he had 2 goals and 2 assists. And Stepan Timofeyev had 1 goal and 3 assists. All 3 of those forwards were a +4 for Utah. Colby Enns was a +4 and had 2 shots for the Grizzlies on the defensive side of things. Kyle Kaiser got the victory in that. He stopped 13 of 15 in the first 2 periods of play. Kaiser suffered a lower body injury late in the second period. Hunter Miska appeared in the third period and saved 18 of 19 on Wednesday night, and Miska is going to be the starting goaltender this evening. This will be a second start for Utah this year, and it will be his first start here at Maverick Center this season. Remember, Miska played in 3 games for the Grizzlies during the 2019-2020 season, where he won the League Goaltender of the Week award for November 19th through the 24th of 2019, and then he played in 2 games for the Grizzlies during their division championship year, the 2021-22 campaign. It's Grizzlies Fight Cancer Weekend here at Maverick Center, as the Grizzlies are going to be wearing specialty jerseys both tonight and tomorrow night. We're certainly going to be honoring and remembering those that we have lost to cancer, and those are continuing to fight the brave fight. As looks like a pretty good Friday night crowds filing into Maverick Center. If you're in the West Valley area, come on out and join us, as we're going to have a ton of fun tonight. And remember, this is just the second of a 3-game set, as both the Grizzlies and Knight Monsters will be here on the Maverick Center ice on Saturday night. Goaltending matchup tonight, it will be Hunter Miska getting the start for Utah. And for Tahoe, it's going to be Jordan Paperny, as Wednesday night's goaltender Cameron Whitehead got recalled to the AHL's Henderson Silver Knights. For Paperny, he's certainly familiar with the Grizzlies this year, as this will be his 7th appearance against Utah this season. It's the 8th of 9 regular season meetings between the Grizzlies and the Knight Monsters. Utah is 3-4 against Tahoe this season, but the Grizzlies have won 3 of their last 4 games against the Knight Monsters, and over the 4 games head-to-head here in the month of February, the Grizzlies have scored 27 goals. When we come back to the pregame report, we'll talk about who's been hot for the Grizzlies against Tahoe, and we'll also talk about the power play for Utah, which did contribute to Wednesday night's victory. Special teams could certainly play a factor, as Tahoe is currently second in the league on the power play at 24.6%. So special teams will be interesting to watch here tonight. We'll see if the Grizzlies' high-powered offense can continue to just stay red hot. Grizzlies have 47 goals in 10 games in February. We're in business on a Friday night, and you're listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Grisby commutes to work by riding UTA. It gives him time to make friends and relax before arriving to the Maverick Center. But how can Grisby keep enjoying that feeling throughout the entire day? An idea! Utah Transit Authority, proud sponsors of the Utah Grizzlies.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Welcome back to the Grizzlies Hockey Network. I'm Tyson Whiting. Face-offs in about 15 minutes from now as the Grizzlies take on the Tahoe Knight Monsters for the 8th time this year. Well, the Grizzlies have had some outstanding performers against Tahoe head-to-head. You got to look at Danny Genev. He's got 14 points in 7 games against Tahoe. He has 3 goals and 11 assists. In fact, he picked up his second 5-plus point game against Tahoe in the month. He had 1 goal and 4 assists for the Grizzlies in a big victory on February 4th against the Knight Monsters. And that was a game where the Grizzlies won by a 9-6 score. The 9 goals on February 4th were a season high. Genev is a +6 against Tahoe this year, and he currently leads all league rookies with 55 points. As Genev comes into play tonight with 17 goals and 34 assists and 34 helpers, also lead all league rookies. Reed Lepster has been outstanding against Tahoe. He's my pick to click. Everybody make your pick to click as to who's going to be the star of the game for Utah. Lepster has 6 goals and 3 assists in 7 games against Tahoe. Riley Connors also has 6 goals and 3 assists in 7 games against the Knight Monsters. Connors has a +3 rating against Tahoe this year. And Riley Connors has been one of Utah's best forwards here in the month of February. He has scored 15 points in 10 games in the month, 10 goals and 5 assists. Connors this season has 15 goals and 8 assists in 31 games. Other stars against the Knight Monsters this season include Evan Friesen, who scored a late first-period power play goal. He's got 5 goals and 2 assists in 7 games against the Knight Monsters. And Aiden Hansen-Bucata has been an assist machine. He has 6 assists in 7 games against Tahoe this year. And also watch out for Luke Salem. He has 5 assists in 7 games against the Knight Monsters. Tahoe has had some offensive success against the Grizzlies this season. They are without a couple of big guns. Nate Callan, one of their best defensemen, is not on the current Tahoe roster, as I believe he's up in the AHL. Casey Bailey, the former NHLer, he's been a star for Tahoe all year. He's got 24 goals in 51 games, but he's a scratch for the second straight game in this series. And Bailey against Utah this year, in 6 games, all of them played at Tahoe Blue Event Center, has 4 goals and 4 assists. Trent Zwick has 4 goals and 4 assists in 7 games against the Grizzlies. Zwick has 18 goals in 47 games, and he's certainly a presence physically as he is 6'6" and 207 pounds. You also got to watch out for Tahoe's captain, Luke Adam, who played in 90 NHL games in his career, 87 of them with the Buffalo Sabres. Adam and Devin Pugliani each have 3 goals and 5 assists against the Grizzlies. Tahoe's a very high-powered offensive club. They lead the league in goals per game at 3.6. They're kind of in the middle of the pack in shots per game, but they do get a great quality with kind of an average quantity. Both teams have struggled at times on the defensive side of things, and special teams could certainly play a big factor tonight. They did play a little bit of a factor in last night's game. The Grizzlies on Wednesday night were 1 for 2 on the power play. Tahoe was 1 for 3, and I said last night, meeting 2 nights ago. On the season, Tahoe has the second best power play at 24.6%. And for the Grizzlies power play, it's been climbing with each game. They are currently 5th in the league at 22.1%. The Grizzlies power play in their last 16 games is 17 for 54. So watch out for the power play for both clubs, and we'll see how closely the officials call things tonight. Are we going to get 5 or 6 power plays per side, or are they going to let them play a little bit more this evening? When we come back, we'll go over the lineups for both teams. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Welcome back to the Grizzlies Hockey Network. I'm Tyson Whiting. Let's go over the lineups for both teams. First for the visiting Tahoe Knight Monsters, who come in with a record of 26, 21, 2, and 3 on the year. They are in fourth place in the Mountain Division with 57 standings points and a .548 point percentage. They are 5 points ahead of Wichita, who's in fifth place. Rapid City's in sixth place with 48 points, and the Grizzlies are in seventh place with 47 points, and that's 10 points back of Tahoe. And fourth place is certainly important. It was important in the movie Semi-Pro, and it's important here because the top four teams in each division reach the postseason in the league the Grizzlies call home. Tahoe is led by second-year head coach Alex Lowe. He used to coach the Adirondack Thunder and was also coach with the Savannah Ghost Pirates for a time. Nick Neidart is the assistant coach. Starting in net will be Jordan Paperny. This will be a seventh game against the Grizzlies this season. Against Utah, Paperny has a record of 4-2 with a 3.58 goals against average and .894 save percentage. Overall this season, Paperny's making his 24th appearance. He has a record of 12, 9, 1, and 1 with a 3.51 goals against average and .907 save percentage. Wednesday night's goaltender Cameron Whitehead was recalled to the AHL's Henderson Silver Knights yesterday. The defensive pairing to start things out for Tahoe is going to include Lyndon Algier, who in 37 games has no goals and 7 assists. He'll be paired up with Samuel Maye, at least that's what the pronunciation guide in Tahoe says. M-A-Y-E-R his last name. In 43 games, he has 11 goals and 13 assists. So Algier and Maye is going to get the start for the Knight Monsters. We also see quite a bit of Artur Cholach, number 47. Kalen Taylor, the former Clarkson University captain, is 6'2" and 194 pounds. He's an impressive-looking athlete. C.J. Valerian's also going to be on the ice. He's got 39 penalty minutes and a +3 rating. Earlier today, the Knight Monsters signed Ben Lindberg, who's making his 10th appearance overall in this league. He has 12 penalty minutes. Lindberg, a new addition to the Tahoe roster, will wear number 40. So that's the sixth defenseman. Tahoe's without Nate Callan, who has 9 points against the Grizzlies. He's currently up in the American Hockey League. And Brendan Kapchek's also a scratch. He's been one of Tahoe's best defensemen all season. The starting forwards are Devin Poliani, who's got 23 goals and 22 assists in 52 games. Sloan Stanek scored a second-period goal for the Knight Monsters on Wednesday night. He has 16 goals and 20 assists in 30 games. You got to watch out for him every time he's on the ice. He gave the Grizzlies all sorts of fits last season. And Kevin Wall's been a productive forward. He has 15 goals and 22 assists in 33 games. Tahoe's got a pretty deep line of forwards. Just about all of them can find the back of the net. Michael Leary has 9 goals this season. Jake McGrew, 14 goals in 42 games. Connor Merritt will be in there for Tahoe wearing number 14. You also got to watch out for Luke Adam, the Tahoe captain. He had a pretty productive NHL season with the Buffalo Sabres in the 2011-2012 campaign, where he had 10 goals and 10 assists. Jake Derflinger is an active one for Tahoe. He's got 5 goals and 9 assists in 40 games. And Jordan Gustafson is the reigning league player of the week. He's got an NHL contract with Vegas. He has 7 goals and 16 assists in 22 games. You also got to watch out for Trent Swick, who's a big 6'6" forward who has 18 goals in 47 games. So that's a sample of the skaters for Tahoe tonight as they're looking for their 27th victory of the season. Now for the homestanding Utah Grizzlies, it's game 53 of 72 in their final hunt. Grizzlies have a record of 20, 25, and 7 on the year. They are 5, 13, and 4 here at home. Getting the start in net's going to be Hunter Miska. This will be his third appearance as a Grizzly this season. This is his 9th season as a pro. He spent most of it in either the American Hockey League, 6 games in the National Hockey League, as well as some time overseas over a 3-year stretch. Miska has a 2.18 goals against average and a .944 save percentage. He stopped 18 of 19 in the third period on Wednesday night. The starting defensive pairing for the Grizzlies is going to include Colby Enns, who was a +4 last night. He's a +5 on the year. Enns, a first-year pro, in 43 games, has 4 goals and 6 assists. Aiden Hansen-Buchan has been an assist machine this year. He has 3 goals and 30 assists in 48 games. We will see Luke Salem lined up with Dylan Gratton. Gratton is in his second pro game. He's the younger brother of Tyler Gratton, and physically he resembles former Major League pitcher Zach Greinke. Kind of looks just like Zach Greinke. Mathieu Boilard is going to be paired up with Andrew Noel. Boilard leads the Grizzlies in penalty minutes this season, and Noel scored a second-period goal for his first tally in a Grizzlies uniform. Noel will wear number 77. Defensive scratches for the Grizzlies tonight include Luke Antonacci, Robbie Stucker, Sage Weinstein, and Noah Gansky. Forward scratches for the Grizzlies include Rylan Kovacevic and Mike Gillette. Starting forwards for the Grizzlies will include Evan Friesen, who scored a first-period power play goal as the Grizzlies hit the ice in their Grizzlies Fight Cancer Specialty jerseys. Reed Lepser is also in the starting lineup. He is second in the league with 28 goals. And Tyler Gratton, the Grizzlies captain, will be in there. He's got a .9 of his last 12 games. Gratton has 15 goals and 18 assists in 46 games. We will also see a forward line of Neil Shea, Luke Manning, and Maxim Barbashev, as well as a 3-man unit of Danny Genev, Riley Connors, and Stepan Timofeyev, who were each the 3 stars of the game in that order. All 3 of them were a +4 on Wednesday in the 8-3 victory. And a very productive forward line on Wednesday was Yaroslav Yevdokimov with John Gillette and Mikey Colella. So that's the skaters for the Grizzlies tonight. Hunter Miska is going to be the starting goaltender. Now let's get the announcement of the starters from public address announcer Mark Larson. As Grizzlies waving the flag at center ice in his specialty jersey, wearing number 95, which was the year the Grizzlies came to the Salt Lake Valley.
He's wearing number 5, Colby Enns. On defense, wearing number 20, Aiden Hansen-Buchanan. At forward, wearing number 11, Evan Friesen. At forward, wearing number 23, Reed Lepser. At forward, wearing number 59, the captain, Tyler Gratton. And protecting our goal tonight, wearing number 35, Hunter Miska.
And that's the Grizzlies starters. Head coach is John Buchanan. Assistant coaches are Ryan Anderson and Jack Skilly. Head equipment manager is DJ McFarland. Assistant equipment manager is Miles Stewart. And the athletic trainer is Brooke Timoney. Good Friday night crowd filing in here to Maverick Center. If you're in the West Valley area, come on out and join us. There's still some seats available, as it's the 8th meeting this season between the Grizzlies and Knight Monsters. And we're going to have a ton of fun here tonight and tomorrow night for Grizzlies Fight Cancer Weekend. Grizzlies specialty jerseys are certainly sharp. It's a black jersey with a little bit of purple below the elbows and a little bit of purple mixed in. We got a huge national anthem participation. It's over 100 people are going to be singing the national anthem here tonight. Now we'll stand and pause for our national anthem here on a Friday night.
Your caps. Tonight, our national anthem is being performed by Pleasant Grove Junior High Choir.
a great night for hockey as two big standings points are on the line as Utah Grizzlies take on the Tahoe Knight Monsters in the second of a two-game weekend series. It's Grizzlies Fight Cancer weekend as the Grizzlies are wearing sweet-looking specialty jerseys. As Grizzlies Fight Cancer weekend is presented by U of U Health. The two captains are at center ice with the ceremonial puck drop. Tyler Gratton, the Grizzlies captain in his second season as a pro. He's been an outstanding team leader for the Grizzlies this year. And Tahoe's captain, Luke Adam, it's his second season as a Night Monster, as obviously Tahoe's just in their second year of existence. And he's been the captain since day one with the Night Monsters. Adam played in 90 NHL games, 87 of them with the Buffalo Sabres. He had 15 goals in 87 games with Buffalo to go along with 11 assists. He had a productive season in the National Hockey League in the 2011-2012 campaign where he had 10 goals and 10 assists in 52 games. Got a good goaltending matchup tonight. Jordan Paperny is facing the Grizzlies for the seventh time this season, but it's the first time here at Maverick Center. Paperny overall has got a record of 12-9-1-1. And for the Grizzlies, it's Hunter Miska as he's making his third appearance. It's his Maverick Center debut as a starter for this season. Remember, he relieved Kyle Kaiser on Wednesday and saved 18 of 19 in the third period. Kaiser's out with a lower body injury as former Night Monster Jacob Musatelli is the backup. Grizzlies will start out with a forward line of Lebster, Friesen, and Gratton with Friesen taking the opening draw. Grizzlies will be skating from right to left as we see it from high top section 114. Tahoe in a white jersey with teal numbers, black lettering, black on the shoulders, and a little bit of gold trim. They're going to skate from left to right here in the first 20 minutes of play. Referees tonight are Jamie Pavia and Luke Gagnon. The linesmen are Craig Peterson and Tyler Keston. Crowd still filing in here. It's a little bit of a Southern California late arriving crowd that we may see trickle in throughout the first period. So Friesen will take the draw against Evan Poliani, who's got 23 goals this season and 52 games for the Night Monsters. The puck is dropped and we're underway. Algier gets it as the Night Monsters win the opening draw. Wall has a glance off his stick as Colbiens will brush it ahead. Battle along the near wing boards in the right point of the Grizzlies zone as Hunter Miska stands straight up in the crease. As the scrum continues, now Friesen comes out with the puck. He'll chip it ahead to Lebster left wing. Lebster gets around Maillet as Lebster skates around Tahoe's net towards the far side. And now Friesen takes the puck. He'll cycle it back to the spot that Lebster vacated as Maillet gets the puck and he'll throw it between the legs of Algier. Wall try to move it out to center ice. He gets cut off by Hanson Bukata, who gets it across to Lebster. Reed Lebster dances around the right point. Now he'll chip it to the corner as Maillet gets there and he collides with a couple Grizzlies. Friesen throws it off the Lebster stick as Enns feeds it to the corner. The only guy there was a Night Monster. Tahoe will clear it out to center ice. Kevin Wall on the right wing. Skates towards the right point. He fires the righty shot that goes high as it taps off the glass as his teammates were making a line change around him. We played 1 minute. Still no score. No one's taken a shot as of yet. The forward line of Manning, Shea, and Barbashev are on the ice. Shea gets the puck. He'll skate towards center ice, and he'll whip it around the boards. Paperny wearing number 34 on the back of his white sweater. He'll cut it off as it bounced off his stick. Trent Swick loses the puck as Neil Shea's over in the left corner. Shea gets double-teamed, and he tried to slide it to Barbashev. Barbashev and Swick battle. Both their big forwards. And the puck will trickle behind Paperny's net. Tahoe gets the puck, and they'll swing it out to center ice. It goes off of Luke Adams' stick. Adam is the Tahoe captain. We talked about him, former NHLer with Buffalo, as well as a cup of coffee with Columbus, where he played in 3 games of the Blue Jackets a few years ago. Mikey Colella's out there as he battles on the boards with C.J. Valerian. Valerian will tap it towards Tahoe's backboards. Valerian wanted a penalty as he lost his stick. Tahoe over the offensive line. O'Leary will fire it off the far wing boards. O'Leary gets his own pass, and he gets belted by Andrew Noel, who's been a physical presence for the Grizzlies. It's his second game here at Maverick Center and his 4th game overall as a Grizzly. He was acquired last week in a trade with Cincinnati. Puck towards left wing. Lefty shots brushed away by Miska towards the right corner. As Lindbergh in his first shift as a Night Monster feeds to the right goal line. O'Leary sharp angle shot hits the side of the net. Merritt up top. As Lindbergh fires lefty shot that goes high off the top of the glass. Valerian rolls along the boards as Timofeyev gets it off the Merritt stick. Timofeyev gets to center ice, and he'll flub the puck towards the left corner as he chases after, as well as Yevdokimov. Puck will slide towards Riley Connors. Now Timofeyev delivers a big hit. Now right point. Grizzlies fire a righty shot that goes wide. Hansi Bukata around the boards. Well, the Grizzlies forward lines are a little bit mixed and matched based on what we were given before the game. But Geneva's on the ice as the puck goes towards Colbien's right point. Righty shot goes wide. Timofeyev gets it off the boards, trying to swing it out in front and ricochet off Paperny's stick. Puck will sky out to center ice. Now the Knight Monsters cross center ice, and dumping it in is Keenan Stewart, who's making his 7th appearance this season. He's a recent addition to the Knight Monsters club. As Colbien's ahead, it goes past Connors all on the way towards Lepster. Now Genev will fire it towards Lepster. We got a stick occupied by Lyndon Algier. As Luke Salem, he gets hit from behind as he was trying to get the puck in the right point. A Knight Monster goes over the top of Salem's head as he was kind of leaning down. Neutralized, puck is floated forward and gloved by Miska. He stops play with the game's first shot, which came 3 minutes and 29 seconds in. Who's your pick to click? Who's going to be the player of the game for the Grizzlies? I know I'm going to go with, I don't remember who I said at the start of things. I am going with Reed Lepster. He's got 28 goals this season. It feels like he's a bit due. There's some picks for Reed Lepster. I know that Riley Connors is certainly a popular pick tonight. Spigali's going to go with Danny Genev. Faceoff's going to be in the right circle. As there's still no score, Grizzlies yet to take a shot on Tahoe. Grizzlies win the draw. They're in their own zone, skating from right to left. As the Knight Monster crashes himself along the boards, and that's Kevin Wall. As Lepster crosses center ice, he'll slide it towards his left for Gratton off his stick. Gratton feeds out to Lepster at the left goal line. Too many sticks as Lepster has a bounce off his stick. Now Lepster behind Tahoe's net as Lepster tried to shovel it forward. Now Lepster gets hit by Algier as the puck will slide towards the far wing wall. Sloan Stanek, who scored a second period goal on Wednesday night, drops it back for Maillet, who outlets it to center ice. Poliani gets it. Right side, he'll slide it across. It ricocheted off Frieson's stick. Now left side, sharp angle lefty shot saved by Miska. Grizzlies come back the other way. Lepster ahead to Gratton, the Grizzlies captain. Gratton left point. He'll fire lefty shot. Glove saved by Paperny, who immediately drops it to keep the play alive. And since that was wide of the mark, gloved by Paperny, Gratton's not going to get an official shot on goal. Arm is raised by the referee. It's going to be a penalty, and it's going to be on the Grizzlies. Tahoe's taking the first 2 shots as Paperny skates towards the bench. Remember, the Grizzlies scored a delayed penalty goal in the second period on Wednesday. Puck off a stick, taking its Artur Cholach, number 47. He'll slide it back towards Trent Zwick as the Knight Monsters still in their own zone. And obviously, if you're still in your own zone, delayed penalty with the net empty, you worry a little bit about throwing it back. Now Luke Adam down the middle, take a lefty shot, saved by Miska. He will hold on with 15:06 left in the first as the Knight Monsters will start a power play. As Maxime Barbashev goes to the box for Utah. Barbashev gets 2 minutes for tripping, time of penalty, 4:54 into the contest. Interesting to see Luke Adam fire away on Hunter Miska as they were teammates for one season overseas with the 2022-23 Straubing Tigers. That year, Adam had 17 goals and 19 assists in 54 games, and Miska was one of their goaltenders. Faceoffs in the right circle. Tahoe's got a very productive power play this season. They are 24.6% on the power play. They are 7 for 21 over their last 4 games. As draw won by Tahoe, Jordan Gustafson along the boards. Ends on the back check as Ends pushes Gustafson. Taking the puck is John Gillette, and he'll saucer it all the way down towards Paperny. Good job by Gillette clearing the puck out. The first-year pro at a Holy Cross. He's appeared in all 53 games for the Grizzlies this season, one of 4 forwards to do so. Poliani over the offensive blue will stop in the left point. Now he'll pitch fork it ahead. It's gloved and dropped by Hansi Bukata, and he'll skip it all the way towards Paperny. Great job by AHB. The Grizzlies are making quick decisions on the penalty kills. They get 4 fresh tires on the PK as Lepster and Gratton are on the ice. Grizzlies have 5 shorthanded goals this season. 2 of them are by Reed Lepster. Grizzlies get the puck. Andrew Noel will wobble it out towards center ice. Now Gratton slides it across towards the Tahoe bench. Poliani gets it off the boards as he'll drop it for Zwick. Trent Zwick, the big 6'6" forward, skates over the offensive line, lose control of the puck, and Reed Lepster will bounce it like a basketball deep into the Knight Monster zone. Halfway through Tahoe's first power play of the game, and we played about 6 minutes. Still no score. Tahoe's outshot Utah 3-1. Knight Monsters get across center ice as Maillet They'll drop it back. Actually, Sloan Stanek. He saw that offside was going to be called, so he backed it out. Wall will backhand it in. Stanek swings after the puck, drops it around the boards for Kevin Wall. As Wall slides it to Adam in the right goal line. He dangles back and forth. Adam surveys, shuffles his feet to his left, gets it over to Jake McGrew. Righty shot, saved by Miska, and the puck will tumble out of play as the puck just kind of wobbled airborne towards the protective netting. That stops play with 13:35 left in the first. 29 seconds left in Tahoe's power play. An interesting start. There's not many shots here early on. Both teams focusing on the defensive side of things. It's just the start of things, so grab some chips and dip and a beverage of your choice and enjoy part of Friday with us. Remember to join us tomorrow night at 7 o'clock for the series finale. Grizzlies win the draw, and it's whipped along the boards all the way towards Paperny, who plays behind his net. Grizzlies in these specialty jerseys, a black-based jersey, white numbers, white lettering, and purple trim. Manning gets the puck. He'll skate towards the right corner. Manning stops on a dime. He's got a goal in 3 of his last 6 home games. Over to Hanson Bukata. He's on the left point. Over to Shea, but it glanced off Shea's stick. Tahoe's on the power play for the next 1 second. Barbashev's out of the box. Successful penalty kill by the Grizzlies. We're still scoreless. Manning towards the right side. Drops it for Shea. It gets it tapped away by Kevin Wall. Shea gets it back and gets to Manning in the right corner. Manning trying to kind of muscle his way towards the back of Tahoe's net, and Tahoe taps it away. Knight Monsters out to center ice, and Caitlin Taylor rolls along the boards. Taylor's an impressive-looking athlete. As the Knight Monsters get up top, Algier across to Taylor, got on his backhand. Now he'll swing it around the boards. Taking the puck is Eric Olson, who scored his first pro goal in the third period on Wednesday night. He did have 12 SBHL goals in a season and a half with Knoxville. Taylor throws it towards the net, and it's sticked away by Noel, who collects the puck, and he'll drop it. The Grizzlies rink-wide feed angle left off a Shea stick, and the puck will wobble. It stays in play as it bounces at the Tahoe blue line. Knight Monsters back up with it as they spread the ice. We played close to 8 minutes. Still no score as Taylor will backhand it in as it goes deep into the Grizzly zone around the boards. As Connor Merritt for Tahoe drops back to a spot he vacated for O'Leary, who gets pushed by Boilar. As Noel gets the puck, he'll tap it off the boards. It hits a stanchion. Rolls to the middle of the ice. McGrew, he fires a righty shot that goes wide. He missed the net on a low liner, glove side on Miska. Now McGrew behind Utah's net, feeds to the right side. Siege of Valerian, righty shot. Hits the side of the net. The net gets dislodged, and that stops play with 11:42 left in the first period. A successful penalty kill by Utah. Other than that, not much happened. 4 shots for Tahoe and 1 for the Grizzlies. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network. They didn't take the media timeout like we thought. Grizzlies knife it back towards Tahoe ice. 11:28 on a moving clock first period. Still no score. Tahoe's up to 5 shots. Grizzlies have 1. Kevin Wall will fire it towards the far corner as Timofeyev gets the puck, and he'll toss it ahead. Angle left as it skips to Genev, who collects it with ease. He'll get it towards Dylan Gratton, who skates towards the right side. Gratton gets poked away by Cholach. Salem feeds it back to Gratton. Dylan is his first name. He just turned 23 this past Wednesday. Over to Timofeyev, left side. He'll take a righty shot that's blocked by Cholach, and the puck will fly out of play with 11:02 left in the first. Do we trust it? It looks like there's a timeout on the ice. 11:02 is left in the first. Tahoe's outshot Utah 5-1. Still no score. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Grisby commutes to work by riding UTA. It gives him time to make friends and relax before arriving to the Maverick Center. But how can Grisby keep enjoying that feeling throughout the entire day? An idea! Utah Transit Authority, proud sponsors of the Utah Grizzlies.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
11 minutes and 2 seconds are the time remaining first period. We're still scoreless. Tahoe's outshot Utah 5-2. Draws over in the left circle. Riley Connors will take the face-off. He's out there with Timofeyev and Genev. All three of those forwards were a +4, and each had a multiple-point game. Timofeyev from the left side will fire a righty shot that goes wide on Paperny. In fact, all three of those forwards had 4 or more points on Wednesdays. They were absolutely outstanding in Utah's 8-3 victory. As Luke Adam will clear it all the way deep into the Grizzlies zone. The arm is enthusiastically raised by linesman Craig Peterson and Tyler Keston. So the draw is going to come back towards Jordan Paperny. He was public enemy number 1 among Grizzlies fans' eyes in a 3-game series at Tahoe Blue Event Center, where he won all 3 games, and he was outstanding in all 3 contests. Paperny's looking for his 13th win this year. He's got a record of 12-9-1. Timofeyev will take the draw, kind of stays the circle off the face-off, and it's taken by Tahoe. Taylor has a bounce off a Grizzly stick. Timofeyev over on the right side dances around. He's in the right. Paperny. Rebound goes towards Tahoe. Gustafson utilizes his speed. He gets it ahead. It was overled for Luke Adam, who slams a stick on the ice. Adam gets it, and he'll lay it for Gustafson in the left wing. He'll bounce to the point, but nobody was home. Tahoe will fire it back in. Grizzlies will towards as well, as Colby ends behind his net. He was also a +4 on Wednesday and had 2 shots. Right wing feed, long range. Blocked as Genev was out there with Reed Webster. As Genev moves it towards Noel, left wing, he'll take a lefty shot, saved by Paperny. As the Knight Monsters will tap it off the near glass, and they'll hustle 2-on-2 across center ice. Eric Olsen over the offensive line, recent addition to the Knight Monsters. He collides with Andrew Noel. Olsen spent a year and a half in the SPHL. Right wing, Valerian righty shot, rebound shot, and a score. Jake Derflinger got the rebound off the Valerian shot, and Derflinger gets his 6th of the year. And for the second straight game in this series, the Knight Monsters draw first blood. Derflinger sporting a mustache. Everybody on the Tahoe bench. Valerian took the shot. It kicked off the right pad of Miska, and Derflinger got the rebounds. And he got about 6 inches of error under the puck and flew it past Miska. So Derflinger, who's a -10 this season, gets the Knight Monsters on the board. It's his 6th of the year. CJ Valerian gets his 4th assist of the season. And in his Knight Monsters debut, Ben Lindbergh picks up the secondary assists. So we'll see if the Grizzlies respond. Tyler Grant left wing. He fires towards the net, and that's blocked away. Now Webster righty shot in front of the crease is saved by Paperny, and he holds on. 9:31 left in the first. So Knight Monsters so far have outshot the Grizzlies 7-5. Tahoe scored the first goal on Wednesday night, and then the Grizzlies responded with 5 unanswered. When the opposition has scored first this season, the Grizzlies have a record of 5-16-4. Friesen will take the draw. He's got 17 goals this season, which are tied for Danny, which was, we'll start that over again. Friesen's got 17 goals. That's tied for second in the club with Danny Genev. And as pucks at neutral ice after Tahoe won the faceoff, Knight Monsters did have an advantage in the faceoff circle on Wednesday. Grattan gets pinned to the boards by Lyndon Algier as Friesen rolls the puck around the boards. Loose puck goes to the right corner, taken by Webster. And so throw up behind Tahoe's net. Friesen extends his stick and gets the puck. He'll backhand it up top to Salem, who's hanging out in the left point. Over to Webster, back to Salem now in the high slot. Lefty shot, and it's blocked. It was blocked by Merritt. That one looked like it smarted a little bit on one of his legs. Jolach gets pushed by Friesen. Puck goes from one corner to the other. Merritt gets the puck, and he will loop it forward as he's coming off the ice for a change. As Knight Monsters dump it in. Dylan Grattan, who facially resembles Zach Greinke. Tahoe was careful playing the puck at neutral ice. They're in the middle of a line change. Now Webster gets it as he'll drop it to his right for Grattan. Back to Webster in the left wing. His lefty shot is blocked as Kalen Taylor did a good job taking his time and space away. As Hanson Mukana fires it off the skate of Webster. Puck in the right wing as Shea will toss it towards the net, and it's blocked by Samuel Maya, who's got 11 goals this season. Now Webster gets the right goal line over to Shea. Lefty shot hits the side of the net. Shea gets it back. He'll throw it up top to Enns. He fires the righty shot. Glove saved by Paperny. And he holds on with 8:12 left in the first. The Grizzlies have kind of mixed up the forward lines quite a bit. Do a little bit of a game over the next couple minutes of trying to figure out if everybody's out there. As Grizzlies are kind of mixing and matching forwards as if somebody's missing. Although I think we've seen just about all 12 that were announced to be in the game. But the Grizzlies are mixing up the forward lines. Utah's a standing point 8 of 10 games in February, and a big part of that has been the Grizzlies. Some forwards back from injury. Luke Manning, Stepan Timofeyev, Neil Shea in particular. As Manning will take the drive out there, Barbashev and Neil Shea. So I think the Grizzlies are just kind of mixing and matching a little bit on the forward lines. There might be a guy on that fourth forward line. Maybe Yevdokimov or maybe Mikey Colella, who might be a late scratch, but we're not entirely sure. So Manning will take the draw against Poliani and draws one by Tahoe. Knight Monsters have a 1-0 lead as Jake Derflinger scored 10-15 in. Knight Monsters ice the puck as they were looking at Kevin Wall, who was hanging out along the near wing at center ice. And it goes all the way down for an icing, so we'll head back towards Jordan Paperny for the next faceoff. So Manning will take the draw. Manning and Shea are each wearing the A's on their sweater, and Tyler Gratton is the captain wearing the C. Manning will take the draw. It's his second full season as a Grizzly, third year overall. His pro debut was March 16th of 2024, and that was the Military Night Miracle where the Grizzlies overcame a 3-goal deficit, scoring 3 goals in 68 seconds late in regulation, and then they won on a power play goal by Josh Wesley. Puck will hippity up towards the Utah bench. Now Stanek will fire it around the boards, cut off by Miska, who's in his 9th season as a pro. Let's get around the wall as it goes towards Shea. Barbashev slides to the center ice logo for Manning, who had 12 penalty minutes on Wednesday. Manning will skate behind Miska's net. He's got good speed. 7.5 minutes left in the first period. Manning will stride out to center ice. Veers to his left around Adam. He'll drop a frame well. Action in the Tahoe zone. Shea and it bounced off his stick. Manning over to Shea just outside the left circle. He'll throw a centering pass. Noel lefty shot. And that one got redirected, though. It looked like Tahoe at the last second took it away. So he falls down. No tripping penalty, though. As Gustafson back feet. Utah gets for Shea, who didn't near point. And they'll lunge it towards center ice looking for John Gillette, and it's picked off. As Gillette's out for Barbashev and Shea. Barbashev delivers a hit on Gustafson. The puck kind of trickled back towards neutral ice. A member of Tahoe entered, and they are offside with 6:53 left in the first. Tahoe's been a strong home club this season with a record of 16-9-0-2 at home. They are 10-12-2-1 on the road. There's the replay. There is Noel. Looks like Gustafson just got a stick right there trying to set Noel's shot. Noel was looking for a one-timer on the cross-ice pass from Shea. Good defensive play by the Knight Monsters. Tahoe's obviously spent the last couple days working on the defensive side of things. Dylan Gratton ahead towards Yevdokimov off his stick. Mikey Colella is out there. So the Grizzlies are rolling with 12 forwards here tonight, but they are kind of mixing and matching the lines just a little bit this evening. As Dylan Gratton ahead, as Derflinger slashes John Gillette. Now they slash each other as puck goes back into the Grizzlies zone. Salem outlets it past Mikey Colella as Yevdokimov dumps it into the right corner. Yevdokimov has 1 goal and 2 assists in 8 games this season. It's his 8th game as a Grizzly, as he appeared in 1 game earlier this season with the Greenville Swamp Rabbits. Yevdokimov has the puck towards the point. He'll nudge it ahead and bounce the Utah stick as it looked like Yevdokimov was trying to get to Riley Connors. Now Connors feeds up to Salem. He fires the shot, gets redirected and goes wide. It might have bounced on Yevdokimov. He gets the puck on the right point. Those boards, left corner, as Cholach gets pushed by Connors, who's averaging a point. Crossing center ice, Connor Merritt, he'll dump it in and gets around Genev. Enns and Merritt get there about the same time as Merritt pushes down Enns, who gets back to his feet. As puck towards CJ Valerian, it's knifed away by Utah's Hanson Bukata. Now Valerian down the middle of the ice, righty shot that goes wide as Genev did a good job cutting off the shooting angle. O'Leary dropped it for Valerian, who's had a good start to this game. He'll feed it to the middle of the ice from McGrew off this stick. McGrew gets it back, and puck will swing towards the far corner. McGrew dancing around. Enns pins him to the boards. Really stepping off the wall. And Valerian Utah throws it around the net, and the Utah's bench. Puck ball on the side like a tire. Now to the right side. Gets around Lindbergh. He gets dragged down. Delayed penalty. Grizzlies couldn't get a shot off. Genev slides at the top, but it goes wide of the mark. So delayed penalty. Miska skates towards the bench as Andrew Noel will throw it towards the far corner. Tahoe leads 1-0 with 4.5 minutes left in the first period. Connors gets the puck. He crosses center ice. Dangling back and forth. He'll roll it towards Genev. Now across to Timofeyev. He'll drop it for Lebster. Lebster's shot is blocked by Poliani. And 38 seconds are left in the, actually there's 4:36 left in the first period. Math is hard and reading is hard sometimes as well. Tahoe leads 1-0. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Ben Lindbergh, who's had an active Tahoe debut in the first period. He picked up an assist on the Jake Derflinger goal, 10-15 into the first. It's Lindbergh who picked up a holding minor, 15-24. League. Freese will take the draw. He's got Lepster to his left, Gratton to his right, and up top is Hanson Bukata and Genev, who each have 18 power play assists this season. Over to Lepster after the Grizzlies win the draw. Gratton left goal line. He backhands it over Paperny's head. Stays in play to the right corner. As Genev and Gratton battle with Kalen Taylor over in the right corner. As the puck slides to the middle of the ice, and Tahoe will fire it all the way across ice. It ricochets off Utah's backboard. Tahoe will switch up skaters. As we're 30 seconds into the power plays, Hanson Bukata, who's got 17 power play assists this year, drops it for Gratton, who moves it to Lebster. Across the center ice, Lebster skates in the middle of the ice, loses control of the puck. Algier clears it towards the right corner. As it's thrown up, not out. Genev, right side, as he gets bounced by Cholach. Gratton hits Cholach in the back, and the puck will trickle towards Hanson Bukata, who keeps it in the right point. He'll pedal towards his left and get it towards Lebster. Lebster back to Hanson Bukata, across to Genev. He slides in the middle of the ice for Gratton off the skate. Lebster fires towards the net, and it's blocked out in front of the crease. Genev gets it back to the right side. Halfway through Utah's first power play of the game, Genev tried to force one out in front. It bounced off the Tahoe skate, and the Knight Monsters, Jake McGrew, will clear it all the way out. So both teams will switch up skaters as Salem will quarterback this power play. Around the offensive boards as he gets it taken away. Now Tahoe over the offensive blue as Stanek late in the penalty kill. He gets held up by Salem. Manning takes control. Moves towards his right. Gets it to Connors. He'll towards the right. Salem back. Shadowed by Taylor. Up top. 5 seconds left in the power play. Salem left shot by Paperny. Rebound goes to the right wing for Luke Manning. As Tahoe's out of the box, Lindbergh joins the play. Both teams are 0 for 1 in the power play here in the first period. Tahoe leads 1-0. 2.5 minutes are left in the first period. Both teams have 7 shots. Lindbergh skates towards the right side. Lefty shot. Kick save by Miska off his right pad. Boy, Lindbergh's had an active first period. Lindbergh gets it back. Lefty shot. Save by Miska. And he will hold on. Well, a good effort by goal that Miska had a he fired another good look that Miska made the save on. So 2:18 left in the first period. A bit of a spinning wheel there on campus. That's a little bit disconcerting. Hopefully the internet's okay here. High top section 114 of Mavericks. All right. As dropping left circle of the Grizzlies zone. As Utah's still looking for their first goal. Knight Monsters win the draw. And Cholach will skate towards the left circle. He chips out front to Adam. Backhand shot save. Adam gets it back. Skate around the left circle. Now he skates towards his right. He'll drop it, but it goes back to neutral ice. Adam will retreat back into his own zone. Now he outlets it off a handsome Yukata stick, and the puck will hit it up to Colby Enns, who dangles back and forth. Now gets it near the Grizzlies bench. John Gillette one-hands it ahead. Paperny has to collapse the puck in the crease as he holds on with 1:53 left in the first. So it'll be an offensive zone draw for the Grizzlies. We have scored 47 goals in 10 games here in the month of February. Grizzlies have scored 5 or more goals in 5 of 10 games in the month. Grizzlies have a standing point in 8 of 10 games here in February. And Utah is staying within striking range of a potential playoff spot. They are 10 points behind Tahoe, who's currently in the 4 seed. Obviously, top 4 teams in each division make the playoffs. Tahoe's got 57 points. Grizzlies have 47. But remember, the Grizzlies only have 6 road games left of the 19 remaining on the schedule. So 13 of the final 19 games will be here at home as Lebster throws it in, and he gets hit along the boards near side. Grizzlies skate from right to left here in the period. Tahoe will tap it in as Andrew Noel will stride after it. As the Grizzlies skate from right to left here in the period. Boilar, sporting a beard, gets head to Lebster at center ice near the bench area. He'll stride along the right wing. Now he stops just outside the right circle. He fires towards the net. Stick saved by Paperny. Gratton back to the corner for Friesen as he gets held up. As Friesen's got 17 goals this season, including 1 on Wednesday night. He's got a goal in 6 of 10 games in February. Gratton lefty shot, kick saved by Paperny. As Boilar will throw it to the corner. How much time's left in the first period, Mark Larson? Just curious.
1 minute remaining in the first period.
Thank you, Mark. McGrew centers it, and it bounced off a stick. That was O'Leary's stick as the Grizzlies have it back. Noel skates around Miska's net. Now he slides it to a spot he vacated. Grizzlies get it back to Noel, the former Cincinnati Cyclone. He crosses center ice with Genev nearby. Noel rolls along the board slowly. Taylor cuts it off behind Tahoe's net. The backhanded as the puck will wobble on its side like a tire. Tahoe gets it, and they'll move it to their right. Maillet dumps into the corner. He gets cut off by Timofeyev. Has taken the puck is Dylan Gratton, who's wearing number 25. It's his second game as a pro and second game as a Grizzly. He had 1 assist on Wednesday. Connors bounces out to center ice near the Grizzlies bench. Timofeyev will kick it off of Poliani's skate. Now Genev to the right wing, skates towards the circle. I try to center it. It's poked away by Tahoe. Now it wobbles from the right side onto Paperny, who covers up in front of the crease. 11.8 seconds left in the first period. Offense has come pretty easy for the Grizzlies against Tahoe here in the month of February, with 27 goals in a 4-game stretch head-to-head between these clubs. But obviously Tahoe has been a team that really has gotten it done defensively, as the Knight Monsters have been active with their sticks in the first period, and they want to slow down the game a little bit. Grizzlies may have a bit of a speed advantage against the Knight Monsters. This first period, if we're talking about who's dictating the style of play, it's been a little bit more towards what the Knight Monsters want. As draw one by Tahoe, 10 seconds left in the period. Ahead to Stanek off his skate. Puck is swung towards the left wing. Genev gets the puck, centers it, as Timofeyev off his stick, 2 seconds left in the period. As nobody can get a shot off as the puck is pinned towards the near wing boards. And now we'll do it for 20 minutes here at Maverick Center. The lone goal was scored by Jake Derflinger, 10-15 in, as he got a rebound from a C.J. Valerian shot. Valerian took the shot from the right side. It kicked off of Miska's right pad. Derflinger got the rebound and fired a low liner past the goal line. Both teams are 0 for 1 on the power play, as both teams' penalty kill units were pretty good. I think both teams, for the most part, have to like the way they played defensively in the first 20 minutes of play. We'll come back and recap what happened in the first 20. There wasn't a whole lot outside of what we described over the last 20 seconds. We'll go over some scores from around the world of sports. We'll also talk about the Grizzlies' pursuit to climb back into this playoff race. They're 10 points back of the 4-seeded Tahoe Knight Monsters. And with 2 games head-to-head here this weekend, you can't underestimate the importance of picking up 4 standings points for the Grizzlies here the rest of the weekend at Maverick Center. We'll come back and talk some hockey on the other side. 20 minutes have been played here at Maverick Center, and the Tahoe Knight Monsters lead the Utah Grizzlies 1-0. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 38th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to thank everyone in attendance for your support of ECHL hockey. The ECHL would also like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; AthleticNet, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2026 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Hotel Planner, official hotel reservations partner; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider; Prolific One, exclusive secondary ticketing partner; and Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2026 ECHL All-Star Classic. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to flowhockey.tv.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, and partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
Welcome back to Maverick Center. I'm Tyson Whiting, second of a three-game set. Tahoe leads 1-0 after one period. In terms of shots, Tahoe had 9, Utah had 8 in the first period. Of the 8 shots Utah had, Stepan Timofeyev led the way with 2. 6 other Grizzlies had 1 shot each, including taken by Utah were by defensemen. First period stats, and it really defines just how evenly played the first 20 minutes were. Both teams were 0 for 1 on the power play. Both clubs had 3 scoring chances. Both teams won 8 faceoffs in the first period. Utah had 1 power play shot and 1 shorthanded shot. So the Knight Monsters and their 2-minute power play, which came early in the contest, Maxim Barbashev got a tripping minor 454 in. Knight Monsters with no shots on their power play, and that's certainly critical considering they've gotten a lot of offensive production from their power play, which ranks second in the league at 24.6%. And the Grizzlies were able to get a shorthanded shot on Jordan Paperny. Hits, Grizzlies had 8 and Tahoe had 5. Knight Monsters with 4 giveaways, and the Grizzlies had 3 in the first period. So outside of, obviously, the Derflinger goal that was scored 10-15 into the first, with Valerian and Lindbergh getting the assists, it was a very evenly played first 20 minutes of play. Special teams are certainly going to factor in. Really, when you think about it, Tahoe's a team that reached the second round of the playoffs last year. They're a club that's got a lot of pride. And, when the Grizzlies put up 8 goals like they did against Tahoe, and really with as much that a team like Tahoe is going to respond. And so for Utah, they're going to have to earn it. If the Grizzlies are going to get standings with traffic in front of the net, the first period than they were at any point in the first 4 games head-to-head in the month of February. Goaltending matchup, Jordan is 19 straight. In fact, the last team to beat Kansas City at Cable Dahmer Arena was the Grizzlies in a 7-4 victory on December 19th. Through 2 periods over at Cable Dahmer Arena, Kansas City leads Allen 1-0. David Cotton has the lone goal in the game as he scored 4:41 into the second period. Kansas City is led by Jack LaFontaine in net. He has saved all 17. So that's going to be an interesting one to watch as Kansas City is looking to win their 17th straight home game. And after 2 periods, KC leads Allen 1-0. After 2 periods over at BOK Center, no score between Rapid City and Tulsa. And other Mountain Division action, I think that's the only games in the Mountain Division, as it appears that Wichita and Idaho are both idle tonight as they'll resume their series at Intrust Bank Arena tomorrow. Other action across the league. 4 minutes are left in the third period. Cincinnati leads Fort Wayne 2-1. We'll keep an eye on Cincinnati over the next week as they will be the Grizzlies' opponent for the final 2 games of a 3-game road trip on March 7th and 8th. The March 7th game in Cincinnati is going to be a 5:30 Mountain Time Zone start, and Sunday, March 8th, will be at 1 p.m. Late third period, Cincinnati leads Fort Wayne 2-1. Games have gone final. Toledo defeats Bloomington 4-2. Utah has 1 game against Bloomington next week, and that's next Friday, March 6th. That's going to be a 6 o'clock Mountain Time Zone start. Callie Kovacs and Mack had the goals for Bloomington. Toledo had goals from 4 different players. A game that just went final, Wheeling defeats Kalamazoo 7-2. Former Grizzly Craig Armstrong had 2 goals for the Nailers. Just heading to overtime, Jacksonville and Guy Krenza and Jared Youngman's Atlanta Gladiators are tied at 5 as the Gladiators have 2 goals from Alex Young. That's a high-scoring game. Atlanta's outshot Jacksonville 35-25, and they're in overtime, tied at 5 at Gas South Arena. Final scores, Worcester defeats Trois-Rivières 2-1. South Carolina gets a 4-0 shutout win over Savannah. Former Tahoe Knight Monster Simone Pennard scored the first goal for South Carolina, 19:43 into the first. That turned out to be the game winner. Reading defeats Greenville 4-1 as Michael had 2 goals for the Royals. Indy defeats Iowa 5-2. Greensboro defeats Jeff Carr's Norfolk Admirals 5-3. Denny Gore had a goal for Greensboro, and Maine gets a 5-0 victory over Adirondack as Maine got goals from 5 different players. So that's the action across the league. When we come back, we'll check in on the NHL scores. There's many games in action, including the Utah Mammoth and their battle against the Minnesota Wild. After 1 period, Tahoe leads 1-0. Jake Derflinger scored 10:15 into the first period. Grizzlies had 3 good scoring chances, including 1 shot shorthanded. We'll come back and go over the NHL scores on the other side. Thanks for hanging out with us on this Friday night. Don't forget to join us here at Maverick Center tomorrow night for the last of a 3-game series. It's Grizzlies Fight Cancer weekend here at Maverick Center, both tonight and tomorrow, as the Grizzlies will be wearing those sweet-looking specialty jerseys once again tomorrow evening. You're listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the...
Welcome back to Maverick Center. After 1 period, Tahoe leads Utah 1-0. After 1 period over at Delta Center, about 8 miles away, Utah leads Minnesota 1-0. Logan Cooley scored a shorthanded goal, 13:23 in, with Jack McBain and Mikhail Sergachev getting the assists. When's the last time you saw a shorthanded goal that was scored that had 2 assists. Normally, a shorthanded goal either has 1 assist or they're unassisted. But Logan Cooley scored a shorthanded goal 13-23 in, and there were 2 assists listed. McBain with his 15th and Sergachev with his 31st. Mammoth outshot the Wild 15-6 in the first period, and after 20 minutes of play, it's Utah 1, Minnesota nothing. Mammoth have had quite a bit of success against Minnesota over the years. In fact, the Mammoth are 4-0-1 all time against the Minnesota Wild. That's one of 4 games in the National Hockey League. 2 games have gone final. Capitals get a 3-2 victory over the Vegas Golden Knights. Golden Knights are the NHL affiliate of the Tahoe Knight Monsters. Bowman and Hurdle each scored a third period goal for the Golden Knights, but the Capitals scored the first 3 goals of the game, as they got goals from Pierre-Luc Dubois and 2 goals for Washington. Jacob Chikrin scored his 22nd of the year, 14:52 into the second. Washington 3, Vegas 2. And Buffalo got a 3-2 victory over the Florida Panthers. Boy, if the playoffs start today, Florida would be on the outside looking in. Sam Bennett, according to the box score, scored an own goal 19-25 into the third period as he threw it into his own net. Actually, it was an own goal scored by Bennett as the Sabres threw it into their own net. That was 19-25 into the third period. But Buffalo held on. They defeat Florida 3-2. Getting underway in a couple minutes, the Winnipeg Jets will take on the 31-23-3 Anaheim Ducks. Boy, the playoff race is certainly going to be exciting in the National Hockey League. I know there's a lot of anticipation here in the state of Utah, as I know when the Mammoth have their first playoff run, this city's going to go nuts, just like it does during a Jazz playoff run. And with the National Hockey League being about as hot as it can possibly be here in the Salt Lake Valley, I know everybody's eagerly anticipating the Mammoth's first playoff run. And if the playoffs start today, the Mammoth would have the first wild card slot. The Mammoth play in the Central Division, and with that, it's probably going to be a wild card slot, if anything, for the Mammoth, as Colorado, Minnesota, and Dallas are at least 15 points ahead of Utah in the Central Division standings. But Utah right now has 64 points. Seattle holds the second wild card spot with 63 points. Nashville is on the outside looking in with 61 points, which is 3 behind Utah. LA's got 60 points. San Jose with 58 points. Their young core. The playoff race is certainly going to be a ton of fun in the National Hockey League. And I know from the Grizzlies' perspective, I think everybody's hoping for the Grizzlies to make a run at it here in the final month and a half of the regular season. Utah right now is 10 points behind Tahoe for 4th place in the Mountain Division. But remember, the Grizzlies only have 6 road games left, as they have appeared in the most road games of any team in the league. 13 of their final 19 games will be here at home. The Grizzlies obviously have had some struggles here on the Mavericks Center ice, but when you got a goaltending situation like Kaiser, hopefully he's not out long with the lower body injury, and Hunter Miska, and with the Grizzlies scoring goals the way they have, I think they're going to make a pretty strong run at this thing. And Utah's got a lot of games against teams that are towards the bottom of the Mountain Division standings. So here with 19 games left in the regular season, I guess it'd be like 19 2/3 as we sit here during the first intermission. I got a feeling the Grizzlies are going to make a run towards the 4th seed and a run towards the Kelly Cup playoffs. Certainly will be a ton of fun here over the next month and a half. And make sure to join us for this final hunt here of Utah Grizzlies hockey. When we come back, we'll have second period action. Tahoe leads Utah 1-0. We'll skate 5-on-5 to start the second period. Both teams are 0 for 1 on the power play. You're listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
Welcome back to Grizzlies hockey. We're about set for second period action as the Grizzlies come out of the locker room. They're wearing specialty jerseys. And remember, you can bid on those game-worn jerseys on the Dash Auction app. That's right. You can get the Tyler Gratton game-worn jersey, or you can get Reed Webster, leads the Grizzlies with 28 goals. Just about anybody would be a great addition to your collection. A Luke Manning jersey would certainly be great. Maybe Danny Genev. Some highlights we're watching on Flow Sports the first period. And it was a very evenly played first frame. Both teams won 8 face-offs. Both had 3 scoring chances, according to the off-ice officials. Shots were pretty close to even. The difference in the game is Jake Derflinger's 6th goal of the year. He scored 10-15 into the period. Both goaltenders had a strong frame. There's the goal if you want. Well, I thought that was a goal. That was shot that was taken by Lindbergh from the right side. Lindbergh in his Tahoe debut. He certainly made a strong first impression. We'll see what happens here in the second period. Unfortunately, from the Grizzlies' perspective, they have struggled a little bit in the second frame, but they did outscore Tahoe 3-1 in the second period on Wednesday night. Grizzlies will skate from left to right as we see it from high atop section 114. Utah will start the second period with a forward line of Riley Connors. He'll take the face-off out there with Danny Genev and Stepan Timofeyev. Aiden Hansen-Bukata, whose parents are in attendance tonight. He's going to be out there with Colby Enns. Taking the draw for Tahoe is Devin Poliani's out there with Sloan Stanek and Kevin Wall. Draw won by Tahoe as Lyndon Algier will tattoo it off the boards. It goes past Sloan Stanek and all the way down as we get our first whistle 7 seconds into the second period as the Knight Monsters are called for icing. So draw's going to come back towards Jordan Paperny, who's facing the Grizzlies for the 7th time this season. Paperny is in his 2nd season with Tahoe. Last year he appeared in 28 games and had a 16-8-3 record with a .920 save percentage. Numbers aren't nearly as strong this season as Paperny's making his 24th appearance. He's got a record of 12-9-2 this year with a .907 save percentage and a 3.51 goals against average. Paperny has spent a little bit of time with Henderson over the last 4 years. He hasn't appeared in any games with Henderson, but he has kind of appeared in uniform with Henderson, but just hasn't appeared in any games, as he has played in 14 games with Henderson over a 3-year stretch. Knight Monsters win the draw. Stanek skates towards left point. His shot sticked away by Miska as we played 20 seconds of the second period as Tahoe took the first shot of the second frame. Now Genev gets the puck. He's in the far corner deep in the Grizzlies zone. Has slided ahead as Grizzly Timofeyev, as he was trying to play the puck, gets taken off it by Sloan Stanek as Grizzlies roll it along the boards. Connors trying to get out to center ice and does to Timofeyev. Grizzlies enter from the left wing. Timofeyev skates towards the left circle. Righty shot goes wide. Genev right side of the goal line. Fires a tough angled shot that ricochets off Paperny. Ends in the left corner. Actually, in the left point. Try to get it ahead to Timofeyev, and the puck ricochets out of play as the fan's going to come away with a frozen vulcanized rubber disc in about row 6 or 7 of section 124. Boy, crowds really filed in here. We've got one of our best Friday home crowds of the season. Grizzlies have been a pretty good club on Fridays this year. They are 9-6-3 on Fridays. So everybody in attendance loves Fridays, and the Grizzlies do as well. As a drop, taken by Freese, but it goes behind the Tahoe centerman, and the Knight Monsters win the draw. They get it out towards Luke Adam. They're trying to play the puck at center ice, and he did get a piece of it. Dylan Gratton gets it from behind as the glass goes swaying back and forth. As the younger Gratton got hit by Trent Zwick. Now Zwick delivers a hit on Lepster in the right corner. Zwick utilizing his big 6'6" frame. Scrum along the near wing of the Grizzlies zone. As two Knight Monsters and Grizzlies hacking away at the puck. Gustafson comes away with it. The reigning league player of the week. He'll throw it to Zwick down the middle of the ice. His lefty shot's blocked. Grizzlies come back the other way. Salem moves to his right for Lepster, who skates around Cholonch. A fire righty shot saved by Paperny, and he holds on. 18:28 left in the second period. Lepster tried to throw the puck kind of under the arm or between the arm and the body of Paperny, but the Tahoe goaltender closed the door. For Reed Lepster, he leads the Grizzlies with 28 goals this season, and with a strong month of March, we'll be kind of looking towards Grizzlies single-season goal records. You know, Brandon Cutler a couple years ago had an outstanding season for Utah where he scored somewhere in the neighborhood of 36 goals. As Lepster's had a second solid season with the Grizzlies. Off the drop, pinballs off a couple sticks and skates and slides towards Paperny, who covers up in front of the crease with 18:23 left. For the Grizzlies, they want to get out in the transition game and utilize their speed and playmaking ability, especially against this Tahoe club. But it seems like the action's kind of slowed down a little bit. Kind of turned into the kind of game that I think the Knight Monsters want to play. Whereas I think the Grizzlies kind of want to run and gun a little bit with some defensive discipline. Off of Boilar's glove at center ice, puck will slide deep into the Grizzlies zone. Now it's to the right side. Righty shot, stick saved by Miska. And clearing it out to Andrew Noel. Noel's been pretty feisty in his first 3.5 games as a Grizzly. I think he's going to become a fan favorite here over the next month and a half. Boiler gets the puck and moves it ahead to Manning, who backhands it off the wall as Barbashev is being occupied by Lindbergh. Like Ben Lindbergh in his Tahoe debut, a recent addition to the club. He's making his Tahoe debut, and he's looked pretty good for the Knight Monsters. Lindbergh has good size at 6'3", 194 pounds as he'll come off the ice. Manning deep in his own zone to Noel behind Utah's net. Andrew Noel wearing number 77, which was worn earlier in this season by Griffin Ness. He tried to get it to Shea, but it goes past him. Tahoe fires it around the boards, no icing. As Eric Olson feeds to the far circle, where it's taken by Manning. Now to Boiler down the middle of the ice, across the center red line, and he fires lefty shot. That's blocked off the right shoulder of Paperny. Algier behind his net. Colella lifts Algier's stick. As puck at center ice. Tahoe looking for the give and go as they dump it in for Maye. As he collides at about the same time with the Grizzlies. Miska looks over his left shoulder. Salem comes over, but actually Colby Enns gets the puck. He'll tap it off the glass. Puck trickles towards a high slot. Tahoe gets it in. As Stewart, he gets cut off by Hanson Bukata. Puck will bounce towards Miska, who collects it off his pad. Puck still alive. Taylor will bounce it into the left corner. He chases after. He's got good speed. He closed the gap on Hanson Bukata. Puck goes in front of the crease. Right backhand shot saved by Miska. Now Poliani, he gets it knifed away in a good defensive play by Mikey Colella. Hanson Bukata head towards Colella wearing number 96. He gets pushed in the back by Taylor. Poliani throws it towards the chest of Stanek, who lets it drop. Stanek tried to center it, and it collects in front of the crease. And Miska might have gotten a piece of it. Cholonch feeds to the right wing as Tahoe leads 1-0. As lefty shot by Stanek from the right side, sticked away by Evdokimov. Tahoe leads 1-0, 16-14 on a moving clock here in the second period. Knight Monsters have outshot Utah 13-9. As John Gillette collides with the Knight Monster. Now a turnover. Kevin Wall chips towards the right wing. Lefty shot. And that one bounced off the stick, and it flies out of play as it goes into row one of section 110. As the youngster wearing a Karel Vejmelka jersey comes away with a frozen puck. So faceoff's going to be in the Grizzlies zone as Hunter Miska has been strong here so far in the second period. As Tahoe's taken 4 shots in the first 4 minutes of the second frame. Grizzlies have 1 shot on Jordan Paperny. Connors to take the draw against Jordan Gustafson. Connors has to be a candidate for Rookie of the Month. As he has 15 points in 10 games in the month of February. As Grizzlies win the faceoff, and they'll trickle it towards Utah's bench as Grizzlies get with Danny Genev. He skates towards the left circle. Genev toe drag, lefty shot goes just wide as he missed the net glove side on Paperny. As Dylan Gratton tried to center it, it's picked up by C.J. Valerian, who's played a strong game for the Knight Monsters. As Connors will float it forward, Tahoe plays it behind their net. Valerian gets towards Lindbergh, who gets challenged by Genev. Luke Adam skates towards the right corner as he shields Genev from the puck. Adam skates around Tahoe's net. He outlets it past Trent Swick. It's going to go all the way down. And icing is going to be on Tahoe with 15:22 left in the second. So faceoff comes back towards Jordan Paperny. Make sure to join us tomorrow night, 6:50 pregame show, 7:10 faceoff. But we want to see you here at Maverick Center as Grizzlies Fight Cancer Weekend presented by U of U Health continues. Next week, the Grizzlies are going to be on the road for 3 straight games. They'll take on Bloomington on March 6th, and then 2 games in Cincinnati, March 7th and 8th. Faceoff times are going to be different for all 3 games of the road trip. 6 o'clock in Bloomington on the 6th, and then 5:30 on the 7th against Cincinnati, and 1 o'clock on Sunday, March 8th. Tahoe gets the puck and then moving out to center ice. Gustafson one-hands it in. He gets around ends. Gustafson to the right corner. Tried to push it out in front. It's brushed away by Aiden Hansen-Bukata. As Reed Lepster crosses center ice, he'll backhand it as it was overled for Hansen-Bukata in the left point of the Knight Monsters zone. As Algier will move it ahead as Michael Leary will stride with his long legs as Lepster on the back check, but O'Leary skates the puck all the way towards the corner. Now a centering feed's picked up by Utah. Grizzlies moving out to center ice where the Knight Monsters recollect. Tahoe trying to get it to O'Leary. It's taken away by Enns, who drops it for Timofey back to Enns. He'll skate along the left wing. Righty shot saved by Paperny as Enns trying to go 5-hole, but Paperny closed the door as he makes a stop with 14:36 left in the second. So Grizzlies will switch up skaters. Well, Colby Enns has been one of Utah's best plus-minus defensemen all year. In fact, he leads all Utah blue liners with a +5 rating. Luke Manning will take the draw. He had missed about a month and a half due to a lower body injury, but he's certainly been a strong presence here in the month of February. He's got a goal in 4 of his last 6 home games. Tahoe wins the draw, and they'll push it forward towards center ice. Tape to McGrew. He collides with Boilar, and Boilar goes sprawling to the ice. Puck towards the left corner as Knight Monsters gets McGrew. They'll feed it up top. Right side, lefty shot by Taylor goes wide as Miska had a tough time spotting where the puck was as he had some traffic out in front. McGrew gets it towards the left wing as Merritt slides into the corner as a Grizzly pushes Tahoe towards the boards. And that's Andrew Noel. And it looked like Noel got a little bit too frisky on O'Leary. Holding's going to be the call, and it looks like Noel's going to go to the box. Boy, O'Leary tried to break free of Andrew Noel, and Noel just held on for a little bit too long. It's referee Luke Gagnon's liking. So Andrew Noel is going to go to the box. Overall this season, his penalty minutes 56 and 57 on the year. Second power play for Tahoe tonight. The first push looked like it was okay, and then that second one, it looked like the call was made. So Larry just tried to break free of Noel. Andrew Noel's holding minor is 5:55 into the second period. Luke Adam will take the draw for the Knight Monsters. For the Grizzlies, can't see him behind the referee. It's Evan Friesen. Tahoe wins the faceoff. Well, the Knight Monsters have had a strong edge in the faceoff circle in the second period. Wall will drop it towards Cholach, but he'll have to skate to the left point after the loose puck. Cholach gets it and feeds it towards Stanek in the left corner. And so he'll drop it to the left circle for McGrew, who pivots, does a half circle, now gets it to Cholach across the wall right wing to the right goal line, back to McGrew off this stick. McGrew dangling back and forth. They'll backpedal towards the near wing wall. Grizzlies skate from left to right here in the period. Wall slides it to the front of the net for Adam, on to McGrew. Stick goes flying. McGrew with a righty shot, and he scores. Interference is going to be the call. I think that's going to wave off the goal. A stick went twirling in the air about 10 feet. And then McGrew got the puck in the left wing. He fired a righty shot past Miska. But Luke Adam is going to pick up a penalty. Adam can't believe it. Interference is going to be the cause. Adam shakes his head back and forth. And so that will disallow the goal. It's still 1-0 Tahoe. So we're going to skate 4-on-4 for 1:25. As puck went twirling in the air. That's kind of an interesting one. It looked like Friesen kind of let up on the stick a little bit. Adam raised Friesen's stick. The stick went twirling in the air. And then McGrew had the puck on the left side. And he fired it past Miska, but the penalty was called before the goal. So the interference penalty, according to the sheet I've gotten, it's a goalie interference penalty. 6:30 into the second period. We're skating 4-on-4. Left wing, lefty shot goes wide on Paperny. That shot was taken by Danny Genev. As the Knight Monsters skate in, Gustafson loses control down the middle of the ice. Ends will nudge it ahead. Connors gets the puck, skates towards the right side, toe drag, righty shot. He didn't get much on it as Algier was out in front of him. Now the puck towards the left side. Grizzlies get it. Now in front of the crease. Genev gets tripped up, no call. Tahoe comes back the other way. Gustafson left wing, crosses center ice, steps over the offensive line. Ends challenges him as he catches up to the play. Knight Monsters over to Maillet. Across off the boards to Cholach. He's in the right wing, skates towards the circle, toe drag. Skates to the middle of the ice, lefty shot goes wide. Cholach gets it off the wall. Now up top towards Maillet. Mayer, the pronunciation guide for Tahoe says Maillet. Siren pass to Swick, lefty shot to score. First 4-on-4 goal allowed by the Grizzlies this season as Trent Swick just kind of fired a lefty shot over the right shoulder of Miska. Swick gets his 19th of the year, and just like that, it's 2-0 Tahoe. Trent Swick at one point this season in the month of January had a streak of 7 straight games of the goal. Kind of a quick-looking wrist shot. This was fired over the right shoulder of Miska. So Knight Monsters with a first period goal from Derflinger, 10:15 in, and a second period goal by Trent Swick, 7:20 in. Assisted by Artur Cholach, who gets his 9th assist of the year, and Samuel Maillet picks up his 14th helper. And of course, the Grizzlies fans, there's a Grizzly player that got tripped in front of the crease. There was no call, and then Tahoe came back the other way and found the back of the net. So that's what the fans are kind of murmuring here as the Knight Monsters have a 2-0 lead. They lead the league in goals per game this season. We're still skating 4-on-4 for the next 20 seconds. Grizzlies win the draw. Dylan Grant will skate behind Miska's net. Now I'll drop it to Lepster as Lepster gets a stick lifted by O'Leary. Now O'Leary gets back checked by Lepster. O'Leary will fire it back deeper into his own zone. So Knight Monsters want to utilize the open ice. Taylor rink wide feed, angle right. And the pass connects. O'Leary throws it out in front, and it trickles off a skate. Cholach forces one out in front. It bounced off of Miska as Paperny slams a stick on the ice. Noel's out of the box. Grizzlies will start an abbreviated power play. Webster towards Salem. As Salem gets double teamed, and he gets the puck divorced from him. And Taylor will sky it all the way towards Hunter Miska. 20 seconds left in the power plays. Gratton leaves it for Shea, who skates around Miska's net. Grizzlies might have one chance here on this power play. Shea across center ice. He'll move it to his right for Hanson Bukadu, who gets knocked down. And the Knight Monsters will fire it all the way, rink wide towards Miska. As Luke Adam is itching to come out of the box, and he does so right now. 11:30 on the moving clock, second period. Tahoe leads 2-0 as we're back to skating 5-on-5. Manning skates towards left side. Lefty shot, save, rebound shot. Paperny doesn't know where it is, but he's got the puck under him. 11:20 left in the second. Boy, Luke Manning with a good look. Then Utah to second chance. Paperny made both saves. Tahoe leads 2-0 as the Grizzlies, for the first time this season, gave up a goal in a 4-on-4 situation. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Grisby commutes to work by riding UTA. It gives him time to make friends and relax before arriving to the Maverick Center. But how can Grisby keep enjoying that feeling throughout the entire day? An idea! Utah Transit Authority, proud sponsors of the Utah Grizzlies.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
It's the Knight Monsters 2. Grizzlies nothing as there's 11:20 on a frozen clock here in the second period. Knight Monsters have 14 shots and the Grizzlies have 12. As Tahoe got a first period goal from Jake Derflinger, 10:15 in, and a second period 4-on-4 goal by Trent Swick, 7:20 in. As the fans chant USA as during the commercial break, they played a highlight of the game-winning goal that was scored in overtime by Jack Hughes. In the first period during a timeout, they showed the game winner that was scored by the U.S. women. Obviously, they won both overtime games and the gold medal games against Team Canada. Manning, left wing, will take a lefty shot. Glove saved by Paperny as Algier pushes a Grizzly and breaks open the Tahoe net. As Knight Monsters still lead 2-0, Grizzlies looking to get on the board. So faceoff's going to be over in the left circle, and you know with as much pride as Tahoe has after getting beat 8-3, and really with as much success the Grizzlies have had here in the month of February against the Knight Monsters, you knew that Tahoe was going to put together a grade A effort. And so if the Grizzlies are going to get something here tonight, they're going to have to earn it. Manning will take the draw once again, the Air Force and St. Thomas product. He wins the faceoff cleanly. Hands Buchanan, high slot. His shot's blocked by Luke Adam. As the Knight Monsters nudge it ahead, Trent Swick chases after it. Barbashev closed the gap. Barbashev gets there about the same time as Swick. As Swick's going to get an interference penalty. And Swick's going to get the penalty simply because he won the battle skating after a loose puck. He got there first and then knocked Barbashev towards the boards. And elbowing is going to be the call. It's not interference, and it's really not. It's elbowing for Trent Swick. So it's really not the fact that Swick got to the puck first. It was the elbow as Swick tried to kind of knock Barbashev from a back check. Hard to say whether the elbow connected, but it's going to be a Utah power play. The elbowing penalty is an even 9 minutes into the second period. So Grizzlies are looking to get on the board. As Friesen will take the draw. He's got Gratton to his right, Lepster to his left, Hanson Bukata and Danny Genev up top. Grizzlies are 17 for 54 on the power play over the last 15 and a half games. Genev has 2 goals and 16 assists on the power play this year. Hanson Bukata 1 goal and 16 assists on power play situations. Tahoe wins the draw, and they'll curl it off the stick of Jake McGrew. As Genev over to Gratton, back to Genev off his stick. Taking the puck is McGrew. He'll skate towards the left wing. McGrew now down the middle of the ice. He'll fire a righty shot that goes wide. As Genev on the back check made sure McGrew didn't get a full wood on the shot or whatever they use for sticks. I'm not sure it's wooden sticks anymore. Hanson Buchanan out to new try. So right wing it to Gratton. As Gratton drops it off to Lepster. As he'll cross center ice. They'll nudge it to his left for Friesen over the offensive line. Friesen skates towards the left circle. Drops it back for Genev. Up top to Lepster. Back to Genev. He will skate back towards the left point. Tried to reverse his field. As he blows the tire, gets back to his feet in control of the puck. Over to Hanson Buchanan, right side, who centers to Friesen, and it goes past him. Lepster collects the puck off the boards as he battles with Kevin Wall. As Knight Monsters throw it around their own net, and Cholach will clear it all the way out as it bounced off the near glass and will slide all the way to Miska. Both teams will switch up skaters. 53 seconds left in the power play, and we're past the halfway point of the scheduled 60-minute affair. Tahoe leads 2-0. They've gotten a goal in each of the 2 periods. Connors over the offensive line. Righty shot. Blocker saved by Paperny. Puck up the ops towards the left point. Genev, who's still on the ice, rolls it in deep as Knight Monsters will swing the puck along the near wing boards as Miska cuts it off behind his net. Grizzlies skate from left to right here in the period as we see it from high top section 114. Shea crosses center ice. He has 4 power play goals this season. Strides towards the right circle now around Tahoe's net. Shea gets it up top to Salem. Over to Connors on the right point. Connors keeps his head up, skates towards the right corner. Now Connors backhand shot, and that one's blocked away. Might have gotten blocked before it got to Paperny. Shea around Tahoe's net. Less than 10 seconds left in the power play. As Salem across to Connors. One-timer, he scores! Riley Connors with a missile from the left wing. He gets his 11th goal in the month of February. It's a power play goal as the Grizzlies cut into the lead. It's now a 2-1 game. Boy, puck was just teed up for Riley Connors. And, he fired a missile that I'm not sure any goaltender could have stopped. Salem got it across to Connors. And that one had some English. It wasn't necessarily a high-velocity shot, but that one certainly left its mark. Manning was out in front, maybe acting as a screen. So Connor's power play goal is scored 10:57 in, with Luke Salem and Neil Shea getting the assists. And how about Riley Connors? He now has 16 goals on the year. That's 16 goals in 32 games. Remember, he had 2 goals in 9 AHL games earlier this season with Colorado. Right point, lefty shot that gets sticked away and it goes wide. As Jake Derflinger tried to redirect it out in front of Miska. Along the near wing boards in the Grizzlies zone, Eric Olson drops to Derflinger as Noel's in front of him. Derflinger and Noel throw each other along the boards behind Miska's net. As Derflinger and Noel break free. Action in the right corner. Stewart gets it up top, right side, now across to Cholach. He fires lefty shot. Glove saved by Miska. And after the whistle, Noel and Derflinger want to get after it. Now they drop the gloves. As Noel and Derflinger, the linesmen step in. I think Derflinger tried to bait Noel into a fight. As Derflinger faked as if he was going to drop his gloves. Noel dropped his. Derflinger didn't. And then once the fight started, Derflinger said, I don't want to go. He baited Noel into going. Now Noel's he's going to say some words to Derflinger. And I think Tahoe's going to get a power play out of this. Now Derflinger is going to skate towards Noel as whatever Noel said fired up Derflinger. Now Derflinger, while Derflinger is doing the little crying motion with his, that's cute. He'll skate towards the penalty box and so will Noel. As they've been battling it out all series. 8:24 is left in the second period. As Noel and Derflinger, they'll go to the penalty box, and I imagine the verbal conversation will continue in the box with Mark Larson and a couple off-ice officials nearby hearing it all. So it looks like one gets roughing, another gets an unsportsmanlike conduct. So I think Tahoe's going to get a power play out of all this. As the Grizzlies have 4 on the ice, Tahoe, the Knight Monsters also have 4. As Derflinger threw it right with his glove, and then Noel dropped his gloves, and Derflinger said, nah, I'm good. Well, Derflinger tried to swing his right glove as if he was going to drop him. So 2 minutes for roughing for Derflinger and 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct for Noel. Those fouls offset, and we'll skate 4-on-4 for 2 minutes. So really, they don't offset, because if they would have offset, we'd be skating 5-on-5. As puck behind Utah's net, as Poliani gets held up by Ends. Puck around the boards to Hanson Buchanan, feeds it across the Ends. Ends now behind Utah's net, as it goes to Timofeyev. Timofeyev accelerates around Poliani. As he'll cross center ice. Timofeyev along the left wing over the offense line, skating smoothly. Tried to chip one across towards Ends, but he hit Piops over his stick. Stanek will slide it all the way back deep into Grizzlies ice. Hanson Buchanan will chase after it, and he gets the idle puck. He'll drop it for Timofeyev. 1:20 left on the moving clock here in the 4-on-4 situation. Timofeyev over the line, skates towards the right side. Righty shot, stick saved by Paperny. As Timofeyev didn't get all of the wrist shot. Reason up top to Salem. He'll get towards the left wing. It's a 2-1 game. Tahoe in front, left wing. Lefty shot. That one's chipped away by Paperny. That shot was taken by Dylan Gratton, who's looking for his first pro goal. Algier battles with Timofeyev. Timofeyev lifts Algier's stick, and Algier pins Timofeyev to the boards for a couple seconds. Algier off his stick as the puck goes towards Gustafson, who's got an NHL contract with Vegas. Gustafson over the line, skates towards his right. He'll drop it off. Wall towards Maye, who skates around Utah's net, thinking about wraparound, keeps the puck, right wing, lefty shot, saved by Miska. He holds on with 39 seconds left in the 4-on-4 and 7:03 left in the second period. So to recap what's happened in the second period, Tahoe had a 1-0 lead after one. Knight Monsters took a 2-0 lead when Trent Swick scored a 4-on-4 goal, 7:20 in. Cholach and Maye with the assist. Grizzlies got on the board with a power play tally. Riley Connors with his 16th of the year. Salem and Shea with the assists. For Salem, that's his 16th assist of the year. And for Neil Shea, he picks up his 15th helper. Grizzlies win the draw as Salem skates around Miska's net. Now slide it back behind his net to Dylan Gratton, who facially resembles Zach Greinke, the former baseball pitcher. Over to Neil Shea, like a bolt of lightning, skates along the left wing, skates over the offensive zone. He'll fire a lefty shot, and that's blocked by Taylor. Less than 20 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Shea across to Manning, who gets it off the wall. Now back up top to Gratton, who will voluntarily skate back to neutral ice. As Manning at center ice, skating towards his right. Now he stops. Now he'll skate towards the Utah line, keeping his head up. 2 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Noel and Derflinger come out of the box as they'll both join the play down the middle of the ice. Righty shot by Colby Enns goes wide as it bounced off a Tahoe stick. Derflinger has to go past him. Waller at the Utah line collects it. Ahead behind Enns as Taylor rolls it along the boards. As Knight Monsters make a full line change. Now Tahoe towards the right wing. McGrew, righty shot kick saved by Miska off his left pad. Now it's the right side. Grizzlies brush it away. Danny Genev across the center ice. The favorite for the league's Rookie of the Year award. Off of the skate of Lindbergh. Now the puck towards the Tahoe line. Connors and Lindbergh stare each other down. 5:53 left in the second period. As draws going to be at neutral ice. Tahoe leads 2-1. Riley Connors scored his 11th goal in the month of February. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
Now we're having some fun here tonight. 5:53 is left in the second period. Tahoe leads 2-1 as the Grizzlies are looking for the tying goal. Both teams have scored one goal here in the second period. Draw's going to be at neutral ice after the Grizzlies were called for offside. Riley Connors stays red hot. He's been about as hot as any Grizzly I've ever seen. He's got 11 goals in his 11th game in the month of February. He's got 16 points in February. And the Grizzlies as a club, they've been outstanding on the month as they have a standing point in 8 of 10 games in February with a record of 5-2-3. Grizzlies win the neutral zone draw. It's thrown in by Hanson Bucott, who's paired up with Colby Enns tonight. As the Tahoe Knight Monsters wink wide feed, angle left is tapped by Enns back to the Tahoe line where it's taken by Lyndon Algier. He'll feed it towards Maillet, left wing. Maillet across the center ice, and he'll roll it along the boards. The puck skips off the ice and slides back to neutral ice. Algier to Maillet. And he'll roll it along the boards again. Puck to the right wing as Connors gets there before Luke Adam. Now O'Leary, right wing backhand shot saved by Miska. Now to the right wing, righty shot saved by Miska again. As from behind the net, they found McGrew in the right circle, and McGrew's righty shot saucered airborne all the way towards Miska. He makes the stop with 5:16 left in the second. And for Hunter Miska, who hadn't played professionally for the first 4 months of the season, signed with the Grizzlies last week. It's his third appearance in a Utah uniform this season, and it's his 8th appearance overall in a Utah uniform. Played in 3 games for the 2019-2020 Grizzlies, but spent most of that year in the American Hockey League with the Colorado Eagles. He also played in 2 games of the Utah during the 2021-22 season, but spent most of that year with the Colorado Eagles. Off the draw to the right point, lefty shot saved by Miska. He holds on. That routine shot was taken by Kalen Taylor, who has 1 goal in 48 games this season. Miska had been playing overseas for the last 3 seasons, but he also spent half a year in the American Hockey League with the Bridgeport Islanders. Priest will take the draw against Eric Olson. Face-off won by Utah. The puck goes out of play. It tipped off the glass, though. Either that or off a stick, so no delay of game. As Grizzlies tried to clear it out and threw it out of play. So face-off's going to be back in the Grizzlies zone in the far circle. Grizzlies skate from left to right as we see it here from high atop section 114. Really good Friday night crowd. The middle sections are really piled up. It's one of the biggest Friday night crowds the Grizzlies have had all year. And the Grizzlies, they've had some success on Fridays this season. Utah is 9-6-3 on Fridays with standings points in 12 of 18 games. As Tahoe gets the puck as they battle with Luke Salem. Now it slides to the right corner as Dylan Gratton gets belted along the boards. Puck slides from one corner to the other. Swick sweeps it up top to Cholach. Rolls it back in deep as it goes past Derflinger to the right corner. Now Derflinger trying to get from Taylor. As Derflinger loses his balance, Grizzlies will tap it out of play. And no delay of game. Draw's going to be back in the Grizzlies zone as there's 4 minutes and 44 seconds left in the second period. Not many former Grizzlies in the Tahoe club, but obviously equipment manager Jackson Hebber, he spent the last 2 years as Grizzlies head equipment manager. He's with the Tahoe Knight Monsters currently. Fan in row 1 of section 103 comes away with the puck. DJ McFarland is the Grizzlies' current head equipment manager. Miles Stewart is the assistant equipment manager. As they're having a great time in row 1 of section 103. Now they got a game puck. Problem is there's like 3 or 4 women there looking at the puck. Who's going to take it home? As Barbashev rolls it along the near wall to Shea. Shea over the offensive line, keeps his head up, centers it to Manning. I try to get it out in front now, left wing. Shot to score! Grizzlies tie it up. Scramble play out in front, and the referee signaling no goal. It would have been Aiden Hansen-Bukata's 4th of the year. There was some contact out in front, big scramble play, and the referee said no goal. There's 2 referees tonight. I think it was Jamie Pavia that was the one that signaled no goal. Actually, I think it was Gagnon. They're going to look at video replay. So let's see. There was some contact with Gagnon. Now it looks like Luke Manning was kind of hanging by with Paperny. That's going to be goaltender interference, I believe. As Manning was in the crease, kind of got nudged into by Paperny. And then Manning was kind of laying on Paperny's left shoulder. Puck squirted towards the left wing just outside the left circle, and that's where Hansen-Bukata fired it past the goal line. Grizzlies had a goal disallowed in the second period on Wednesday, and unless they say a Night Monster threw Manning onto Paperny, I think it's still going to be a 2-1 game. But we'll see. It doesn't look like the 2 referees are taking a great amount of time looking at it. It looked like for a second Pavia was going to put his helmet back on. As they're looking it over, my guess is that's going to be a no goal. But yeah, we'll see. As Manning just kind of was skating towards, as Shea was looking for a centering pass, looked like there was 2 Grizzlies that was intended for. And then Manning just kind of plopped himself near Paperny. And Manning was just kind of laying. There's the replay again if you're watching on Flow Sports. Not sure, did Manning get thrown into? The thing is that Manning's kind of hanging on Paperny's left shoulder about the same time as the shot coming in from Hansen-Bukata. But, of course, they could say that, Manning was nudged into by a Tahoe player. And then, or anything else after that, puck's still alive. But, yeah, we'll see. They're taking a good long look at it as to whether the goal would count or not. They're looking at multiple angles. And it's good that we're seeing that they're actually watching the play because, there's many different things that they could be watching. Could be watching a TV show. Could be catching up on Sports Center. Who knows? So right now, Tahoe leads 2-1. Grizzlies are hoping it's a tie game. We're not really sure. We do know there was quite a bit of contact, though, made as Manning was just kind of laying on Paperny's left shoulder. Referees are going to come out of the box. Let's see what the verdict is. No goal, and really we're not that surprised about it. Fans are going to voice their displeasure, but in reality, Manning was all over Paperny. So the fans are upset. It's the second straight game where a second period goal was disallowed. We're still not entirely sure why Wednesday night's second period goal was disallowed. This one's a little bit more obvious, as there was goaltender interference there with Manning on Paperny. I know the fans are going to argue all they can, but it's still a 2-1 game. Draw's going to be at neutral ice near the Grizzlies bench. They're going to show the replay on Flow Sports. Manny just kind of laying on Paperny, and then the shot's coming in from the left wing. And we got a fight at center ice. Boilard and Lindberg. Lindberg squares up with Boilard at center ice. Ben Lindberg in his Tahoe debut. Boilard holds on to Lindberg's jersey. Now Boilard swings away with 2 rights. Now Lindberg with a right. Boilard goes pounding away. 3, 4, 5 rights. Now Boilard. Lindberg's helmet falls off. Lindberg with a big-time uppercut. Boilard with 2 strong rights. Lindberg trying to keep his feet. Boy, it looked like that last one really got Lindberg. Both guys with good sportsmanship after the fight. Told each other good job. Lindberg's going to the locker room. Boilard gets the Mavericks there, a crowd fired up by waving his arms in the air. And both guys are going to go to the locker room because there's less than 5 minutes left in the second period. It's a pretty fun fight. Boilard's about as strong as anybody in the league, and he'll go with just about anybody. Lindberg, I believe this is the first fight for him this season. It's his 10th game in this league. As Lindberg had a strong uppercut and then a cross. Those were the 2 best punches. Either on Bill Hole, they show him right. Boilard, that one connected big time on Lindberg. And then Lindberg just held Boilard and said, I've had it. That last one got him good. Boy, Tahoe leads 2-1. Both teams will have 5 defensemen for the rest of the second period. Something to keep an eye out for. As Barbashev ahead to Shea, right wing, a fire lefty shot. Glove saved by Paperny. He holds on with 4:11 left in the second. I think if Paperny didn't glove it, shot would have gone wide, so not sure if Shea's going to get credited for a shot on goal or not. So you talk about fights. That's got to be the best fight we've seen all year. Both guys got some real good punches in. I think Boilard got 2 or 3 more in than Lindberg. That was about as good a heavyweight bout as you're going to see in this league this year. As John Gillette will take the drives out there with Yevdokimov and Colella. It's an offensive zone face-off in the right circle. Draw one by Tahoe. As Maillet gets towards new tries to move it to the middle of the ice for Gustafson, who dangles back and forth over the offensive blue. Swick gets around Yevdokimov. Swick falls down. No tripping penalty, as Swick can't believe it. Grizzlies cross center ice. Noel will fire it in deep, as Noel will skate towards the bench. So Grizzlies do have 5 defensemen for the rest of the second period. Yevdokimov to Colella. Right side lefty shot, and that's sticked away by Algier as the puck flips high into the air to the far corner. Puck taken by Maillet. Off his stick, he regathers it, backhanding it towards the Tahoe bench. Swick fires it in, and he'll come off the ice for a change. Miska around the boards to the right wing. Right shot, kick saved by Miska off his right pad. Boy, extended his leg quite a bit for the stop. Puck still alive, Geneva on the right side. He's in the offensive zone, skates in the middle of the ice. He fires a high slot lefty shot, and that one's sticked away by Taylor and out of play. As there's now 3 minutes and 20 seconds left in the second period. And the Grizzlies will have another offensive zone draw. Boy, Ben Lindberg is making a strong first impression in a Tahoe uniform as he held strong with one of the stronger players in the league and Mathieu Boilard. So Lindberg's just a goal away from a Gordie Howe hat trick as he picked up a first period assist for the Knight Monsters. Connors will take the draw. He scored Utah's lone goal, and it was a power play tally. As Connors scored from the left wing, 10:57 into the second period. As action along the near boards. Now it goes to Genev, who skates towards the right corner. Genev fumbled the puck, gets it back. Now he loses it again as O'Leary behind his own net. So he gets pushed by Connors. Connors trying to chip it out in front to Timofeyev, but it's knifed away by Cholach on a good defensive play. Puck behind Tahoe's net. Taylor on the back check gets taken away by Genev. And on the back check, Cholach taken away from Genev. Genev gets it back, fires it out in front. It's picked off by McGrew, and he'll fire it off the boards to center ice. Timofeyev runs it down. One hands to Connors, who gets knifed away by Taylor, but Connors kept it in. Timofeyev sweeps one out in front from the left wing on towards Paperny, who covers up in front of the crease. That one kind of handcuffed Paperny, but he was able to hold on with 2:35 left in the second. So it's going to be another offensive zone face-off for Utah. As the Grizzlies here in the second period have played with a little bit of an extra bounce to their step. And as we've mentioned a couple times, knowing how much pride the Knight Monsters have, and with Utah really having their way offensively against Tahoe over the last 4 games, you knew the Knight Monsters were going to respond with a grade A effort. as Alex Lowe, their second-year head coach, has really built a strong foundation and a strong identity over in State Line, Nevada, as they went to the second round of the playoffs in their first year of existence last year. And boy, this season, right now, they're in fourth place in the Mountain Division, but they've had some injuries and they've lost some key players to the American Hockey League. As Algier around his net as he shields Lepster from the puck. Well, I got a feeling Lepster's due for a big third period goal, maybe even here late in the second period. Lepster gets the puck, trying to get to Friesen. It's sticked away by Tahoe. And now it slides to the near corner. Friesen, he gets belted. Now Grant with a big-time hit. Ends the right side. Fires the righty shot and it goes wide. Algier is attacking Grant from behind. And now Granton and Algier. Algier still has a stick. Might be Granton's stick. And now Granton pumps away with the left. Algier drags Granton to the ice. And the linesmen step in. Boy, there was a big hit on a Grizzly in the right corner. Then Granton responded with a strong shoulder hit, ramming into a Knight Monster. And Algier was nearby. And Algier decided he took offense and went after the Grizzlies captain. Neither guy dropped the gloves. Algier just said, I didn't like that hit. We're going to go. So Algier's going to go to the locker room. So will Granton. And Neil Shea is pleading at center ice with the two referees that the Grizzlies should get a power play out of all this. So there's 1:59 left in the second period. Both Granton and Algier are going to the locker room. Now remember, with the fight with Lindbergh, who's a defenseman, and Blaular, both teams have 5 defensemen here late in the second period. Granton with a big hit on Stanek. And then Algier just from behind, as Enns was taking a shot from the right wing. Algier from behind just told Granton, you got no choice. I'm gonna get after you here. And then Granton threw a left as Granton still had his stick. Like I said, Algier just kind of went after Granton. And out of all that, I don't think either team's going to get a power play. As Neil Shea talking with the referee, I think he's pleading for a power play because I don't think Granton necessarily, after the hit on Stanek, kind of an open ice hit. Algier kind of told him, you got no choice. I'm gonna go get after it with you. And so Shea, I think that's what Shea's talking about right now with referee Luke Gagnon, is that he thinks that should be a Grizzlies power play. As Shea, as he was turning his back to the camera smartly, knowing the camera was probably on him, said, that's malarkey. I think that's what he said. So referee Luke Gagnon's going to go talk with Alex Lowe, the Tahoe head coach. John Mechanic, the Grizzlies head coach, getting an explanation from Neil Shea. We've been skating 4-on-4 a couple times here tonight, and I believe this is the third different occasion where we're skating 4-on-4. So there's 1:59 left in the second period, and we're skating 4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes. Remember, Tahoe's second goal that was scored by Trent Swick was a 4-on-4 goal. That was scored 7:20 into the second period. So Manning will take the dries out there with Shea. That's the two forwards, and the two defensemen are Colby Enns and Aiden Hansen-Bukata. But remember, Tahoe, for the rest of the second period, has just 4 defensemen. So they put 2 minutes on the board for both Lyndon Algier and Tyler Granton. They each get roughing minors, 18:01 in. So they draw one by the Knight Monsters, and obviously in a 4-on-4 situation, they could probably, at least for the short term, roll with 4D. As Knight Monsters over the offensive line, Gustafson cyrus to Zwick. He'll take a lefty shot and hits the near post. It's still a 2-1 game as Zwick found some room stick side, but he crashed the puck off the near post as he was looking for a second of the period. Chase strides along to center ice, dangles back and forth, drops for Manning on the left point. Manning accelerates around Zwick as Manning around Tahoe's net to the near side, gets to Shea as he's hanging out in the right point. To the middle of the ice for Hansen-Bukata. Back to Shea, who's in the high slot. A skate towards his left. As Shea, left wing, lefty shot. Saved by Paperny. Paperny tried to cover up. Tahoe's got a breakaway. Maie skates down the middle. He'll take a lefty shot. And a blocker saved by Miska. Grizzlies long-range feed to Shea. He's in the right wing over the offensive line. Action is picking up big time here at Maverick Center. Tahoe leads 2-1. Grizzlies looking for the tying goal. Tahoe's got numbers at center ice. Stanek over the offensive line. As he's in the middle of the ice, take a lefty shot. It's blocked by Hansen-Bukata. Stanek gets it back. Dangles back and forth. Trying to center it to Wall. Hansen-Bukata's on one knee. Puck will trickle towards Utah's backboard. Stanek to the right side. Righty shot, and it's blocked. Cholach in the left wing. 45 seconds left in the period. As he'll drop it for Stanek, who gets around Salem. as he feeds it to the right side. Taking the puck is Valerian. He'll skate towards the right side, drop it for Stanek. Stanek, he fires lefty shot, saved by Miska. Puck still alive. Tahoe keeps it on the left point. Valerian backhands it in as the Knight Monsters will switch up a couple skaters. 20 seconds left in the period. Shea will tattoo the puck off the boards as it wobbles on its side. Now slides smoothly deep into the Knight Monsters zone. Icing on Utah with 14.1 seconds left in the period. Boy, a lot of crazy back and forth action. Samuel Maya had a breakaway, trying to go stick side, but Miska got a piece of it with his blocker. Boy, a ton of fun action going back and forth here. You're going to want to make sure to get your tickets for Saturday night if it's anything like what we saw on Wednesday with the Grizzlies winning 8-3. And this battle where both teams are putting together an outstanding effort on both ends of the ice. Boy, we're going to be in for a treat. Swick just crashed the puck off the near post, and I think part of that, and there's a breakaway if you're watching on Flow Sports, blocker saved by Miska. I think part of that shot that was taken by Zwick, the reason why it might have gone wide is it looked like Hanson Buchanan was trying to block it. And so Zwick probably kind of adjusted his shooting angle just a little bit, and that might have made the difference. As draw one by Tahoe. Look at him. Head towards Poliani. He'll take a righty shot. Saved by Miska. Puck will trickle towards the far corner. 5 seconds left in the period. As Hanson Bukata and Noel get hacked away by Cholach, and time runs out. Horn sounds, and that will do it for 40 minutes here at Maverick Center. And a very entertaining game, albeit a little bit more on the low-scoring side than what we've seen in other Grizzlies Night Monster games. Tahoe scored a first-period goal 10-15 into the first with Jake Derflinger. Trent Swick made it a 2-0 game. He scored a 4-on-4 goal, 7:20 in. Grizzlies got a power play, and with 3 seconds left in the man advantage, it was Riley Connors getting his 16th of the year, with Salem and Shea getting the assists. And that's where we stand. Boilar got in a fight with Lindbergh, and that fight's about as good as we'll see all season. Both guys threw some big-time punches at the other. As Luke Salem talking it over with the two referees, as both teams are heading to the locker room. And this should be a pretty fun third period. Utah will be looking for a third period comeback. Grizzlies have been a strong offensive club in the third periods here over the last couple months. When trailing after 2, Grizzlies have 4 victories. So they'll be looking for a third period comeback. It's just a 1-goal deficit as Tahoe leads Utah 2-1. We'll come back and recap the first 40 minutes of play and also go over some league scores. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 38th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to thank everyone in attendance for your support of ECHL hockey. The ECHL would also like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; Athletic Knit, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2026 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Hotel Planner, official hotel reservations partner; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider; Prolific One, exclusive secondary ticketing partner; and Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2026 ECHL All-Star Classic. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to flowhockey.tv.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
We're after 2 periods here at Maverick Center. It's the Tahoe Knight Monsters 2 and the Utah Grizzlies 1. Knight Monsters got on the board first, 10-15 in, as Jake Derflinger got a 6th of the year. CJ Valerian and Ben Lindbergh get the assist. Lindbergh just signed with Tahoe earlier today, and he's had a very active and interesting first 2 periods of play. Tahoe led 1-0 after 20 minutes. They outshot Utah 9-8. In the second period, the Knight Monsters had a 15-9 edge in the shot count, as Tahoe through 2 periods has outshot Utah 24-17. There was quite a few minutes worth of a 4-on-4 situation in the second period. Tahoe scored a 4-on-4 goal, 7:21 in, as Trent Swick got his 19th of the year. Maye and Cholach, 2-star defensemen for the Knight Monsters, with the assists. That's the first 4-on-4 goal allowed by the Grizzlies this season. Utah has scored 1 4-on-4 goal this year. Utah got on the board, 3 seconds left in a power play. It was Riley Connor scoring 10:57 in. Luke Salem and Neil Shea with the assist. Salem had the puck on the right side, slid one across, and a one-timer by Connors found its way past goaltender Jordan Paperny. Later on in the second period, Lindbergh and Boilar got in a fight 15:37 in, and both guys landed some serious punches at the other. But after the fight was over, they both kind of tapped each other on the arm and said, "Good fight." And both guys went to the locker room for the rest of the second period. It was a 4-on-4 situation for the final 1 minute and 59 seconds of the second period. Tahoe had a breakaway and a couple other chances. Grizzlies with 1 or 2 good chances on the 4-on-4. And just like that, a game that's built with a little bit more defense and goaltending. And it's a little bit more of a lower scoring Grizzlies Knight Monsters game, as Tahoe leads 2-1 after 40 minutes. Second period stats: of the 15 shots Tahoe had, 6 were considered scoring chances. 4 of Utah's 9 second period shots were considered to be scoring chances. Tahoe won the faceoff battle 15-13 in the second period, and Tahoe leads the faceoff circle 23-21. Grizzlies had 2 power play shots, Tahoe with none. So the Grizzlies with 3 power play shots through 2 periods, Tahoe with none. Grizzlies with 9 hits in the second period and 17 through 2 frames. Tahoe with 5 hits in the second and 10 through 2 periods. Both clubs had 4 giveaways in the second period. Tahoe with 8 giveaways, and the Grizzlies have 7 through 40 minutes of play. So we've got ourselves an entertaining game as the Knight Monsters trying to even up the 3-game set. Don't forget to join us tomorrow night, 6:50 pregame show, 7:10 face-off. In net, Hunter Meska saved 22 of 24. He made a big-time blocker save on a Samuel Maye breakaway in the final 2 minutes of the second period. Grizzlies were also helped by the near post as Trent Swick fired it off the near post during the 4-on-4 situation as well. Jordan Paperny for Tahoe, he has saved 16 of 17. In terms of the shot count, Stepan Timofeyev leads the way with 4. 2 shots each for Colby Enns, Riley Connors, and Reed Webster. And then 1 shot each for Salem, Manning, Hanson Bukata, Shea, as well as Tyler Granton, Noel, and Barbashev. Oddly enough, Danny Genev, who leads the league in shots on goal coming into play tonight with 217. He has not taken a shot for the Grizzlies so far this evening. So we'll see if Genev fires away early and often on Paperny in the third period. Many games in action. How about this? The Allen Americans scored 2 unanswered third period goal. Actually, they scored a third period goal and then 4:58 into overtime. Michael Gildon won it for the Americans. For the first time in 17 games, the Kansas City Mavericks are a loser at home. It was an overtime game, so Kansas City does get a standing point, but Allen in OT defeats Kansas City 2-1. Tahoe gets a 2-0 shutout victory over the Rapid City Rush as Hooker scored both of Tulsa's goals. Sybil had a 32-save shutout. Remember, the Oilers will be here at Maverick Center for a 3-game series in the second weekend of March. Other games have gone final in the league. In fact, this is the only game in action currently. Cincinnati defeats Fort Wayne 2-1. Toledo gets a 4-2 win over Bloomington. Wheeling gets 2 goals from former Grizzly Craig Armstrong as they defeat Kalamazoo 7-2 in a shootout. The Atlanta Gladiators get a 6-5 victory over Jacksonville. The shootout game winner was scored by Chad Nychuk as Atlanta gets another victory. And boy, they have been solid this season as the Gladiators go to 34, 13, 2-1. Worcester defeats Trois-Rivières 2-1. South Carolina gets a goal from former Knight Monster Simon Pennard as South Carolina defeats Savannah 4-0. Reading over Greenville 4-1. Indy's a 5-2 winner over Iowa. Greensboro defeats Jeff Carr's Norfolk Admirals 5-3. And Maine gets a 5-0 shutout win over Adirondack. When we come back, there are 4 games in the National Hockey League. We'll check in on that action, as well as the game being played at Delta Center between the Utah Mammoth and the Minnesota Wild. You're listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Grisby commutes to work by riding UTA. It gives him time to make friends and relax before arriving to the Maverick Center. But how can Grisby keep enjoying that feeling throughout the entire day? An idea! Utah Transit Authority, proud sponsors of the Utah Grizzlies.
After 40 minutes of play here at Maverick Center, it's the Tahoe Knight Monsters 2 and the Utah Grizzlies 1. 4 games in the National Hockey League tonight. After 2 periods, the Utah Mammoth have a 3-1 lead over the Minnesota Wild. That game is just getting underway in the 3rd period. Logan Cooley scored a shorthanded goal for Utah, 13:23 in. Jack McBain and Mikhail Sergachev each with an assist, and it's a rare shorthanded goal that featured 2 assists. Normally, shorthanded goals are either unassisted or you may see 1 assist, but the rare 2-assisted shorthanded goal by Logan Cooley, who's in his 2nd game back after missing a couple months due to a lower body injury. He scored his 15th of the year in the 1st period to give Utah a 1-0 lead. Gold medal winner Clayton Keller scored 4:26 into the 2nd period to give Utah a 2-0 lead. Nick Schmaltz picked up his 31st assist of the year. Keller got his 18th goal of the campaign, and obviously Clayton Keller a little bit motivated as he kind of got Jason Tatum a little bit, if you know what I mean. He didn't get a whole lot of playing time during the Olympics, but nevertheless, he's a gold medal winner, and obviously not everybody can play 20 minutes of ice time a game for Team USA. Utah extended the lead to 3-0 as the Sheriff, Lawson Krause, got his 15th of the year. Keller and Schmaltz each picked up an assist, 7:49 into the 2nd period. Kirill Kaprizov scored for Minnesota on a power play, 14:03 into the 2nd period. That made it a 3-1 game. It looks like the Mammoth have just scored again as Barrett Hayton got a power play goal, 1:19 into the 3rd period. Sergachev gets his 2nd assist of the game. And Clayton Keller now has 3 points tonight as he has 1 goal and 2 assists. The 3rd period power play goal scored by Barrett Hayton, a minute and change in, as Utah leads Minnesota 4-1. Other action in the National Hockey League, 1 other game in progress. Early 2nd period, Jets lead the Ducks 1-0. 2 games have gone final. Capitals get a 3-2 victory over the Vegas Golden Knights, who are the NHL affiliate of the Tahoe Knight Monsters. As Vegas scored 2 unanswered 3rd period goals, but the Capitals get a 3-2 victory behind 2 Pierre-Luc Dubois goals. And the Sabres get a 3-2 victory over the Florida Panthers. As if the playoffs start today, the Florida Panthers, the 2-time defending champions, would be on the outside looking in. So that's the 4 games in the National Hockey League tonight. The Grizzlies NHL affiliate, the Colorado Avalanche, will be in action tomorrow at 4 o'clock as they take on the Chicago Blackhawks. Colorado is 38-10-9 on the season. The ABC doubleheader tomorrow will feature the Penguins and Rangers at 10:30 and the Bruins and Flyers at 1 o'clock. So tomorrow will be a busy night in the National Hockey League with games throughout the day, and that should be a ton of fun. It's really been a ton of fun here over the last year and a half acting as an NHL market. I hadn't been able to go to NHL games unless you take one of those weekend vacations, but it's certainly been a ton of fun over the last year and a half as Utah Grizzlies are here in their final hunt in the Salt Lake Valley. And I think everybody knew what kind of a hockey town this was when you think back to the 1996 Turner Cup. As the Grizzlies spent 1 year in Denver and they won the Turner Cup in 1995, moved to the Salt Lake Valley, won a championship in their first year of existence in the International Hockey League. And you think back to Game 4 of that series, Grizzlies had a 3-0 series lead over the Orlando Solar Bears, who are currently in this league. Both teams were in the IHL at the time. And in Game 4 of the 1996 Turner Cup Finals, the Grizzlies and their fans set a minor league hockey record for a single game attendance, as over 16,000 were at Delta Center, as the Grizzlies won in overtime to complete a 4-game sweep of the Orlando Solar Bears. Fans are in the concession stands, and we got an outstanding Friday night crowd. The attendance tonight is 5,883. 5883s here at Maverick Center, as Utah Grizzlies thank their fans for their support all season long. When we come back, we'll have third period action. We'll see if the Grizzlies have a comeback in them. We will skate 4-on-4 for the first second, exactly 1 second to start the third period. And then Tyler Gratton will come out of the box for Utah and Lyndon Algier for the Knight Monsters. It's Tahoe 2, Utah 1 as Riley Connors scored a power play goal in the second period. That was 10:57 in. Connors has 11 goals in his last 11 games. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you could win in, chirping, partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
It's been an interesting third period here at Maverick Center as Tahoe leads Utah 2-1. As both teams itching to come out and start play here in the third period. Hunter Miskin is first start at home this season. He has saved 22 of 24. Miska has appeared in 6 NHL games in his career. He played in the third period of a game for the Arizona Coyotes against the Detroit Red Wings in the 2018-2019 season. That NHL debut was on November 13th of 2018. And then he appeared in 5 games for the Avalanche during the 2020-21 season. As Miska leads the Grizzlies out here to start the third period. Grizzlies are wearing a specialty jersey as it's game 1 of the 2-game Grizzlies Fight Cancer Weekend presented by U of U Health. Remember, you can bid on these game-worn jerseys on the Dash Auction app. Grizzlies will be wearing these same jerseys tomorrow. So not only do you get 1 game worn jersey, but 2 games worth of the game worn jersey. You can get an Aiden Hansen-Bukata jersey. I don't know. I might think about getting a Riley Connors jersey. After all, he's got 11 goals here in the month of February. He fired a low liner past Paperny, 10:57 in. Luke Manning didn't get a point on that Connors goal, but he acted as a screen. He got in front of Paperny, and I'm not sure the Tahoe goaltender had good vision of the Connors shot. And so even though Luke Manning didn't get a point, he certainly provided a good amount of assistance in front of Tahoe's net for that power play goal. And we had one of the biggest fights that we have seen here at Maverick Center all year. In fact, they had a fight night here at Maverick Center, and I'm not sure there was as many punches thrown as what we saw from Boilar and Ben Lindbergh, but you got a hand. Both guys were able to keep their balance and keep their feet as Lindbergh delivered a good uppercut on Boilar, and then Boilar with a couple good punches on Lindbergh. As those guys really got after it, as Boilar pumped away with 4 really strong rights, and then Lindbergh just kept his balance, got a couple good punches in, then Boilar, boy, he lit up Lindbergh's world with a nice cross. And then Lindbergh, you got to tip your cap to the Tahoe defenseman. He just signed earlier today, and he was able to keep his feet as he took all the strong punches from Boilar. So 20 minutes are on the stadium scoreboard clock here in the third period, and the Grizzlies will start out with Evan Friesen out there with Reed Webster, Colby Enns, and Aiden Hansen-Mukata in 1 second. Granton will come out of the box. Puck is dropped, and we're underway in the third period. Granton comes out of the box as he joins Friesen and Webster. They've been a line combination here throughout the month of February. Lyndon Algier fresh out of the box, dumps it in from center ice. Grizzlies skate from right to left as we see it from high top section 114. Granton gets the puck. He's got a .9 of his last 12 games. He gets thrown to the boards, left point. Lefty shot's blocked away before it gets to Miska. Hansen-Mukata gets the puck. His parents are in attendance this weekend. Across past Colby Enns as Wall feeds to the far corner. Friesen continues his battle with Sloan Stanek, who spent some time in the AHL this season. Granton slides to his right, tape to Webster. Webster crosses center ice, and he'll bounce it in. He'll get around Taylor as Webster crashes himself along the boards. Granton nearby. Friesen in front of Tahoe's net. 2-on-2 scrum. Actually, it's more of a 2-on-1 scrum with 2 Grizzlies and 1 Night Monster. Now a second Night Monster joins the play. We played about a minute of this third period. Tahoe leads 2-1 in a game that's been dominated a little bit more by defense and goaltending than what we've seen in each of the last 4 meetings between these clubs. They continue to battle as now Granton delivers some lumber on Taylor. Boy, Taylor really utilizing his strength. He comes out of the pile with the puck. See, Night Monsters will float it forward as the puck is looped towards the Utah line. Grizzlies ahead towards Webster, who fakes it to Salem. Webster slides to Friesen, who tried to drop it for Salem, but the puck goes towards Merritt, who will tap it off the Salem skate. Delayed offside, so the Grizzlies have the puck in their own zone. Tahoe tags back up and neutralize. As Grizzlies still in their own end, get it to Salem, who's in front of Miska. Salem moves to his right, tape to Timofeyev. Head to the left wing, they're trying to get to Geneva. It's taken away by C.J. Valerian, who's played a good game for Tahoe. As puck pinballs off a couple sticks. Noel delivers some lumber on Merritt. As the puck goes towards Danny Geneva, who curls it behind him to Timofeyev, who gets it at center ice, and he'll slide it in. Tahoe wanted icing, but Timofeyev was just at the center red line when he threw it in. Night Monsters still deep in their own zone. Cholach off the wall. Timofeyev accepts the puck. Trying to get to Connors. Puck stays at Timofeyev. He'll get up top to Noel. Noel will fire it off the backboards intentionally. Connors backhands it towards Paperny, and the puck's still alive. Geneva up top as Enns has it fumble off his stick out to neutralize. Grizzlies reset. Noel crashes the puck off the boards to Connors, who leaves it to the middle of the ice for Timofeyev. He's now in the left circle, skates towards the corner as he gets pushed by Cholach. As Cholach will tap it off the glass, puck kept the opposite center ice. Noel moves it forward about 5 feet. Now the puck goes back to Noel, who nudges it ahead to Geneva. Timofeyev to Geneva, back to Timofeyev, who drops to Geneva, centers to Connors off his stick. As Connors will throw it behind Tahoe's net, Cholach gets it. As Cholach outlets it to center ice off of Hansen-Mukata, who cut in front of Luke Adam. Maie over the offensive line, right wing, skates towards the corner, stops as Manning joins the play. As Maie trying to get it to O'Leary. It's taken away by Neil Shea, who's got an A on his sweater. Black sweater with a little bit of purple and white mixed in. Maie around the wall as a puck towards the far point of the Grizzlies zone. As Stewart loses his balance, Grizzlies up with it. As Grizzlies over the offensive line, Manning tees up for Shea, left wing, lefty shot. That one's blocked as Paperny didn't get good vision on it, but it might have gotten blocked before it got to the Tahoe goaltender. Salem drifts the puck past Shea and Derflinger off the wall as Manning will slowly push it in. He comes off the ice for a change. As there's 16:22 on a moving clock, Tahoe still leads 2-1. But Poliani teased up for Valerian. His righty shot's blocked by Miska. Valerian in the right point. Gets to the corner. Poliani, who's got 23 goals this season, shields Noel from the puck. He feeds it up top. Taylor back to Poliani, who's just outside the left circle. Fumbled it, gets it back, throws it to Taylor. High slot shot. It's bounced off of Miska's glove. It stays in play. Wall across towards Taylor. He's in the left point. He fires towards the net. Stick save by Miska. Shea gets in the near corner, and he will loop it towards center ice. Puck up the ops on the ice, and it goes back to Valerian, who tried to get it ahead along the near wing at center ice for Pugliani. He couldn't reach it. And icing is on the Knight Monsters with 15:43 left in the third. So a ton of fun action here tonight. Make sure to join us tomorrow evening. 6:50 pregame show, 7:10 face-off. So Draw's going to be in the left circle. The Grizzlies will have a forward line of Lebster, Friesen, and Tyler Gratton. Reed Lebster, he has 7 goals in his last 11 games. He came into play 10th in the league with 49 points. Lebster has 28 goals and 21 assists. And he's also 5th in the league in shots on goal with 120 and 172. Tahoe wins the draw. Valerian gets it head to center ice. As the Knight Monsters, who are 4-5-0-1 in February, throw it in from center ice. Stanek in particular, he comes off for a change. Grizzlies ahead to the left wing for Lebster. He gets cut off. Lebster tries to muscle his way towards left point, moves it across to Enns. As the puck ended up about waist high, Enns trying to corral the puck. He gets belted by Swick. Now Lebster, he's over in the right corner. And as he'll stop, now Lebster backhands it up top to Colby Enns, who has 4 goals this season. Across to Hanson Buchanan to the middle of the ice for Friesen. I'll take a lefty shot that goes wide. As he fired it stick side over Paperny. Now left goal line. Gratton trying to corral the puck as it trickles towards the crease and out slides to the corner near side. As Friesen gets hit by Cholach. Merritt with the puck. His first name is Connor. He's got 4 goals in 31 games. As a big hit delivered along the near wall as Gustafson took a spill. As puck goes off a stick and out of play into the bench area. 14:46 is left in the third. Still 2-1. So a little bit more defense here. 8th meeting this season between the Grizzlies and Knight Monsters. Tahoe swept Utah in a 3-game set. January 9th, 10th, and 11th. Outscoring Utah 15-7. Grizzlies have won 3 of the last 4 meetings head-to-head between the clubs. John Gillette will take the draw. He joined the double-digit goal-scoring club with his 10th goal of the season. There's the Tahoe trainer, the equipment manager, Jackson Hibbard. In his first season with Tahoe was with the Grizzlies. And the trainer looked up and said, not sure why they're showing me right now. It looks like the Knight Monsters are offside as there's 14:39. Jackson Hibbard believes that he's going to be shown on the video board, and he walks to the locker room. Now Jackson Hibbard just getting something. There's the first-year Tahoe equipment manager. He looks at himself on the video board, sporting a beard, as he tries to ignore the fact that he's on the video board there. All right, Jackson Hibbard, one of the good guys. He's got a bright future. In fact, both equipment managers, DJ McFarland and Jackson Hibbard, have bright futures. Grizzlies ice the puck as they're looking for either Gillette or Yevdokimov at center ice. And the puck's going to come back towards Hunter Miska for the next face-off. As we're having a good time here on a Friday night, but both teams know the importance here of getting 2 standings points, especially the head-to-head meetings with the Grizzlies. As now some real talking between Alger and Noel. As Noel pointing towards the slot. Well, Andrew Noel's really made a presence. He's made his presence felt. It's his 4th game with the Grizzlies. And he's really gotten involved in quite a bit during the whistle and after the whistle. As Noel's certainly been a strong presence here for the Grizzlies. As he was acquired in a trade last week from the Cincinnati Cyclones for the rights to Christian Felton. Felton is currently in the American Hockey League with the Abbotsford Canucks. And we'll see if Christian Felton's going to be with Cincinnati next week when the Grizzlies face Cincinnati for a 2-game set. Off the draw, Alger fires a changeup towards the net, and it goes wide as he put a dent towards the U of U health sign behind Miska's net. 14-18 on a moving clock, third period. As Noel holds his ground, so does Gillette and Yevdokimov. Yevdokimov comes out of the puck, but then he overskates it. As the Knight Monsters feed it to the middle of the ice off of Noel's stick. As McGrew cires it, O'Leary shot. Blocker saved by Miska as the puck will float towards the far corner. Grizzlies will slide it ahead. Actually, they kind of looped it airborne. Chasing after it was Yevdokimov. Action in the Tahoe zone as Gillette avoids a check of Algier. Yevdokimov curls out in front. Connors' righty shot goes wide. Boy, great pass by Yevdokimov, getting Connors a good look as Connors is out in front of the crease, but just didn't get all of it. As he tried to go glove side, Knight Monsters trying to carry it into the Grizzlies zone, and they're called for offside as there's 13:36 left in the third period. Nobody's scored here so far in the final frame, as the Knight Monsters still maintain a 2-1 lead. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
13 minutes and 36 seconds are left in the third period as Tahoe leads Utah 2-1. Draws going to be new tries. Neil Shea on the bench, sitting next to Tyler Gratton. Tahoe was called for offside, so Draws going to be outside the Utah zone near dot. Riley Connors has Utah's lone goal tonight as he scored 10:57 into the second period. Tahoe scored the first two goals of the game. Derflinger 10:15 into the first period, and Trent Swick on a 4-on-4 situation. He scored 7:21 into the second. As now into the Tahoe zone, as Connors is out there with Genev and Timofeyev. Timofeyev swings and misses. Genev loses control of the puck as he was battling with Stanek. As the Knight Monsters saucer it out towards Wall. Now Cholach loses his balance. That's going to be a penalty on Riley Connors. As hooking's going to be the call. Connors looks up to the heavens. As Cholach was just skating to the middle of the ice, Connors was on the back check. And Cholach lost his balance skating towards Miska. And Riley Connors gets 2 minutes for hooking as he goes to the box with 13:11 left in the third. As Connors shakes his head back and forth, he's going to be looking up at the video board, trying to see a replay. As Connors will see Cholach in the area, and Cholach just kind of got his stick lifted and roped around. And if you're a neutral observer, you'd say it's a good call. Time of Connors' hooking minor is 6:49 in. As Connors didn't really argue, he just kind of looked up and knew that he was going to the box. So it's a Tahoe power play. Remember, they've got the second best power play in the league and 7 power play goals in their last 4 games. As down the middle of the ice, Cholach lefty shot blocker saved by Miska. As the Knight Monsters have a shot advantage of 30-19. To the middle of the ice, Grizzlies loop it all the way towards Jordan Paperny. Good job by Grizzlies penalty killers John Gillette and Evan Friesen. As Grizzlies at times have been a pretty good penalty kill unit this year. The group throws it back as crossing center ice is Kevin Wall. Slide it towards the middle of the ice for Stanek. Off of Salem's stick, puck slides towards the far corner. Remember, Stanek scored a power play goal in the second period last on Wednesday night in the most recent game. As Wall skates towards the right corner, keeping his head up, dangling back and forth. He'll sip it around the boards. Stanek dives towards the Wall to try to keep it in, but it goes past him. Grizzlies will get 4 fresh tires on their penalty kill, and the Knight Monsters will switch up skaters as well. We're about halfway through Tahoe's power play. It's their third of the game. They're 0 for 2 on the man advantage tonight. Tahoe down the middle. Gustafson will saucer it towards Swick, but it was overled for him. And the Grizzlies will spin the puck airborne about 3 feet all the way towards Paperny. Knight Monsters get towards new tries. Now they drop it off. Gustafson crosses center ice. He seems to be about as quick as any Knight Monster on their club. Maillet in the left point to the corner for O'Leary, who's got 9 goals this season. As O'Leary swings it around the wall, Gustafson accepts it in the right corner. As he'll skate towards the right point. Now up top to Maillet to the right circle for O'Leary. Back to Gustafson, who skates towards the right circle. He fires lefty shot and it goes over Miska's head. Less than 20 seconds left in Tahoe's power play. As Lepser gets around a skater, now around the net. Lepser's to the left wing as he's got outstanding speed across to Salem. Salem right wing around Gustafson. Now he drops it for Manning. And Manning trying to get from one corner to the other to Salem. It's picked off. As slamming a stick to the ice is Paperny, as the Grizzlies are back at full strength. To the middle of the ice, O'Leary gets knifed away by Dylan Gratton, the younger brother of Tyler Gratton, who's making his second pro appearance. As Knight Monsters around the boards, now up top, taken by Eric Olson, who scored a third period goal last night. He overskates it. Grizzlies will loop it out to center ice, and the puck will wobble on its side like a tire. Kalen Taylor runs it down. He skates around his own net. 10:47 on a moving clock, third period. Ahead off a stick. Niska behind his net. He's been solid as he has saved 28 of 30. Big time hit is Connors. And a Night Monster. Night Monster went flying. Right wing lefty shot goes wide. Now Dylan Gratton around the boards. As Manning gets the puck, skates towards the right circle. 3 Night Monster sticks extend towards him. Now the puck goes to Timofeyev. Across to Hanson Mukadis on the left side. Throws across Genev. One-timer saved by Paperny. That's Genev's first shot on goal tonight, and it was a laser that Paperny did a good job of moving towards his left to cut off. Timofeyev at center ice fakes a slap shot. Throws to his left for Genev over the offensive line. Genev looked for Timofeyev out in front. Pass goes wide of the mark. Ends. Throws it towards the middle of the ice, and the puck kind of stayed off him as it got redirected off a Night Monster. Luke Adam will ice the puck, and the whistle blows with 9:53 left in the third. So we're past the halfway point of the third frame. Tahoe's outshot Utah 30-20. Nobody has scored here so far in the final period. And for the Night Monsters, they have really buckled down defensively after giving up 27 goals in 4 games earlier this month against Utah. So faceoff's going to be in the left circle. Luke Manning, the Air Force and St. Thomas product, will take it. Night Monsters with a slight advantage in the faceoff circle tonight, as one of the linesmen takes a spill, as Gustafson didn't see him coming. Night Monsters out to center ice off of Luke Adams' stick. Adam races to the middle of the ice. He'll skate in. Lefty shot saved by Miska. Good job by Enns on the back check, as Adam really didn't have much time to put a move on. As Adam had somebody from front and back. He was able to get a shot on Miska. Those two were teammates overseas 3 years ago. Right wing feed to McGrew, but he's over the offensive line. Offside's a call with 9:26 left in the third period. And after the whistle, Andrew Noel getting after it verbally with Jake McGrew. So both teams will switch up skaters. John Mechanic, the first-year Grizzlies head coach, gets some water. Waller on the ice. He got in a great fight with Ben Lindbergh late in the second period. And I got to say, that's got to be, we could watch 2 years worth of hockey. That's about as good a fights we've seen. Mikey Colella on the ice. This was a forward line that was pretty productive on Wednesday. You have Donkimov, Gillette, and Colella. John Gillette will take the draw. His older brother, Mike Gillette, as they scratch tonight. Face-off won by the Night Monsters as they are nursing a 2-1 lead. Grizzlies looking for the tying goal. Tahoe will throw it in. Miska behind his net as he'll let Noel play it, and he'll roll the puck to the far wing. Grizzlies skate from right to left during the period. Colella off his stick as he battles with Poliani. Night Monsters get pushed by Noel. Noel drags down a Night Monster. Noel goes down as well. Tahoe gets it up top. Cholach, left wing, lefty shot. And that one goes wide as Miska extended his blocker out. Puck ricochets off the protective netting, and the whistle blows with 8:53 left in the third. So faceoff's going to be in the Grizzlies zone as Tahoe's up to 31 shots. They're pretty close towards their season average. They take 32.6 shots per game. So draw's going to be over in the left circle. Same teams tomorrow night. Tomorrow will be the last game for the Night Monsters ever here in the state of Utah. It's game 53 of 72 for both teams. Grizzlies will be home for 2/3 of the games for the rest of the regular season. Grizzlies have 6 road games left, including 3 next week. 1 in Bloomington next Friday, and then 2 in the Charm City against the, actually, I think it's the Queen City over in Cincinnati. What is Charm City? I think that's Baltimore. As Grizzlies off their stick at center ice, and Algier will float it forward deep in the Grizzlies zone. As taking the puck is Evan Freese, no race out to neutralize. His father sitting about 3 rows in front of me. He's at most of Utah's home games. as Connors hits Algiers. The puck goes to the left point. Lepster fires a righty shot that goes wide. As I got a feeling Reed Lepster, he's going to get a big goal here later on this series. Lepster, left wing, drops for Grattan, lefty shot. Saved by Paperny. Now Lepster gets it back. He's at the left goal line. 8:18 on the moving clock. Tahoe still leads 2-1. Lepster left wing. He fires towards the net, and it goes over the crossbar, stays in play. Grattan tried to curl it out in front. Friesen lefty shot saved by Paperny. Alger clears it off the near wing wall. Miska watches it as icing is on the Knight Monsters with 8:03 left in the third. We mentioned it's game 53 of 72. 4 Grizzlies forwards have appeared in every game this season. Danny Genev, Evan Friesen, John Gillette, and Reed Lepster. So Grizzlies talking it over. Faceoff's going to be in the right circle. That's a forward line of Connors centering it with Genev to his right and Timofeyev to his left. And up top is Enns and Hanson Bukata. Both AHB and Enns have played big minutes for the Grizzlies here tonight. As we're starting to get down to crunch time. As time is on Tahoe's side. As Connors takes the face-off for Utah, the Yale and St. Lawrence product. In fact, he was the captain at Yale during the 2023-24 season. Draw one by Tahoe. And it's looped just under the video board. Puck up the opposite the Utah line for Hanson Bukata. With good hands, he's able to corral it. Left wing feed off of Genev's stick. Puck goes back towards the Knight Monsters. Fans take up a Let's Go Grizzlies chant. Chalach towards Merritt. Boy, Merritt tried to corral the puck. And it goes deep into the Grizzly zone as he was falling down trying to accept it. Ends to center ice. Puck trickles towards Timofeyev. He skates towards the right wing. Drops for Connors. Righty shot. Blocker saved by Paperny. And the puck deflects off the protective netting with 7:30 left in the third. Well, every time that three-man unit of Genev, Connors, and Timofeyev, when they're on the ice, Grizzlies get scoring chances. It's just the way it's been. Like Connors fired away. Not sure if Paperny got a piece of it or not, or maybe it was Merritt who was kind of hanging out near Paperny's right shoulder. Looks like the Connolly family, Randy Connolly in particular, is calling it a night. Or maybe he's just going to the concession stands, even though I'm not sure the concession stands are open right now. As Manning will take the drop. And Tahoe wins the face-off. Cholach around the boards. As near Tahoe's bench, puck goes towards Noel off his stick. As Tahoe regathers it, neutralize. Michael Leary skates around the center ice logo as if it's a fine if he steps on it. Now he fed it to his left, and the Knight Monsters are offside with 7:15 left in the third. One goal deficit for the Grizzlies. Face-offs at neutral ice near the Grizzlies bench. As Swick and Shea stare each other down. As Manning will take the face-off against Adam. Adam wins the draw for Tahoe. Valerian around the boards. It hits the top of the wall and skips towards Boiler off his stick. Shea along the far wing boards as well. 2-on-2 scrum as Boiler uses his strength to pin Tahoe towards the wall. Adam trying to break free as the puck kicks towards left point in favor of Tahoe. As Mae, right point, backhands it in deep. Run down by Barbashev, the former Rangers draft pick, ahead to Shea off his stick. And Mae throws it back to the spot that everybody vacated. Now Noel over to Shea along the near wing. He strides towards center ice. And on the back check, McGrew took it away. Boy, Jake McGrew has been good against the Grizzlies over the last couple of years. Skates towards the right circle. He fires a righty shot and he scores. What an incredible individual effort by Jake McGrew, who just fired a glove side past Miska, who left a little bit of room along the near post. And Jake McGrew with Noel on him like a cheap suit. Boy, McGrew with a great play. And the Knight Monsters extend the lead. It's now a 3-1 game. So Jake McGrew with the goal. It is his 15th of the year. And this Maverick Center crowd is stunned. Now Grizzlies have proven they can score in bunches, and they're going to need a good barrage here in the final 6.5 minutes of regulation, as it's 3-1 Tahoe. Gustafson over in the far corner. Dances around. He'll feed it up top. The Knight Monsters left point. Shot is blocked. It was blocked by Mikey Colella. As Jake McGrew's goal, 13-28 in, is unassisted. Knight Monsters throw it in. Salem in the near corner over to Dylan Gratton. As the puck slides from one corner to the other, loose puck. Gillette gets there a step ahead of Sloan Stanek. Now the puck back to the far wing. Mikey Colella gets it. He'll slide it towards the Tahoe blue line. Grizzlies will switch up skaters as Colella will come off as well. Walt gets the puck in the right point. Kevin's his first name. He's got 15 goals this season, a +7 rating. Kevin Wall gets the puck right side, tosses it to the corner as he gets around hands to Bukata. As the puck will go towards Yevdokimov. Ahead as Reed Lepster got hit high and hard by Algier. No call by the referees. Both Algier and Lepster were going after a loose puck. 5:23 on a moving clock. Tahoe leads 3-1. Knight Monsters towards the Grizzlies net. Now around the net. They push it out in front. It's sticked away by Lepster. As Grizzlies have some work to do. Utah left wings it to Tyler Gratton. As T. Gratton skeets towards the left corner. Tried to fire towards the net. It's sticked away by Taylor. Taylor and Gratton continue to battle for the puck with Cholach nearby. As both guys pin each other to the boards. And time is on Tahoe's side. As Grizzlies trying to kind of accelerate action here. As Lepster gets hit in the corner. As Swick gets belted by Gratton. As Tahoe around their own net with the puck. Taylor outlets to Neutrice. Now right wing chip towards O'Leary. And he'll drop it for Swick. Swick, right side lefty shots blocked by Noel. Noel played in 37 games with Cincinnati over a 2-season stretch. Noel pushes O'Leary to the wall. 4:24 on a moving clock here in the third period. And the Knight Monsters with a 2-goal lead. As now we get another scrum in the right corner. As Swick just kind of holding his ground with Noel and Boilar looking nearby. Now the whistle blows with 4:14 left in the third. Time it on the ice. Knight Monsters lead by 2. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 38th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to thank everyone in attendance for your support of ECHL hockey. The ECHL would also like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; Athletic Knit, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2026 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Hotel Planner, official hotel reservations partner; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider; Prolific One, exclusive secondary ticketing partner; and Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2026 ECHL All-Star Classic. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to flowhockey.tv.
4 minutes and 14 seconds are left in regulation. Tahoe leads Utah 3-1. Knight Monsters have outshot the Grizzlies 32-24. Face-offs in the right circle of the Grizzlies zone. It's won by Utah. Hanson Bukata will throw it out to center ice. Puck will bounce over Timofeyev's stick. Genev gets pushed near the Tahoe bench. The Knight Monsters come up with it. Knight Monsters have kind of dictated the style and tempo of this game a little bit more tonight. Grizzlies trying to get out in open ice, utilizing their speed, but the Knight Monsters defensive unit have played a solid game. Timofeyev and Neutrice has the puck. He'll skeet towards his right, fakes a pass to his left, keeps the puck, skates down the middle before losing control at the Tahoe line. Connors right side, his righty shot goes wide. Riley Connors has Utah's lone goal tonight. It scored 10:57 into the second period. It was a power play goal. Enns couldn't extend his stick out to center ice as he gets knocked down by McGrew. 3.5 minutes left in regulation. Knight Monsters up by 2. Gustafson gets poked away by Connors. We're probably about a minute away from Hunter Miska coming off for an extra attacker. As Connors over to Genev. He'll skeet towards the left corner. Wall cuts in front of him. Kevin's his first name. As Salem, he's got an assist tonight. As he'll fire a lefty shot, and that's sticked away by Tahoe. As Miska's about 10 feet in front of his crease trying to figure out if he's going to come up. As Mechanic holds up his left arm, saying, hold it right there. as the Knight Monsters across to Pugliani. He lets it go to the point as Taylor backhanded in deep of the Grizzlies zone. Stanek tried to center it and swung and missed. 2:47 left in the third. And if the Grizzlies enter the offensive zone, Mechanic is saying, come on over, Miska. As Utah's net's empty, it's 3-1 Tahoe. Smoke him if you got him. As puck to the right wing, Dylan Gratton has it. He's in the right point. Gets to Lepster. He'll take a righty shot, and that's blocked. It hit off Barbashev and goes out of play off the protective netting. It was either that or they wanted to make sure Barbashev was okay. It looked like Barbashev. He's on one knee. The puck deflected out of play. Barbashev looks like he's all right. So Utah's net's empty. 2:29 left in the third. And are the Grizzlies going to use their timeouts? They deflected off of Barbashev, went out of plays. Barbashev jumped to try to avoid the puck. It looks like timeout's called by Utah. We'll keep it right here as there's 2:29 left in the third period. Well, if you joined us late, the Grizzlies offense has really been on a strong tear in the month of February, scoring 47 goals in 10 games. Knight Monsters knew they had to slow things down just a little bit, and the tempo and pace have been a little bit more towards Tahoe's liking. 52nd straight game in this series, the Knight Monsters scored the first goal. Jake Derflinger got a sixth of the year, 10-15 in, with Valerian and Lindbergh gained the assists. In a 4-on-4 situation in the second period, Trenton Zwick got his 19th of the year. Maye and Cholach with the assists. The Grizzlies' lone goal was scored on a power play with Riley Connors. He fired away on a one-timer from the left wing as he got a 16th of the year. Salem and Shea with the assists. And then 13:28 into the third, a great individual effort by Jake McGrew as he fired a glove side past Miska. And that made it a 3-1 game, and that's where we sit currently as Tahoe has outshot Utah 8-7 in the third period. And the Knight Monsters for the game have a 32-24 edge. So 6-on-5, Utah's net's empty. Draws in the right circle as the Grizzlies use their one timeout. Utah has scored in bunches, and Utah's been a very strong third-period offensive club. Grizzlies have 19 third-period goals in the month of February. It's the 11th game in February. Grizzlies have 19 third-period goals in the month. As Connors will take the draw against Adam. Friesen's on the ice. Utah wins the faceoff. Hanson Bukata, right side, his shot's blocked. Now Lepster in the left corner. Up top to Hanson Bukata. Back to Lepster. Lepster dangling back and forth. Over to Friesen, back to Lepster. 2:17 left. Lepster, 28 goals this season, which ranks second in the league. Tees up for Hanson Bukata. Right side shot. That one's blocked away as a Grizzly goes down. And the referee tells Connors to get back to his feet. HB to the right wing for Genev. He's at center ice, drops for Lepster. Utah's net's empty. As Friesen over towards Connors. He tries to skate around 4 Knight Monsters. Gets cut off by Taylor as Connors tries to muscle his way towards the crease. As Grizzlies right wing, Genev lefty shot. Glove saved by Paperny. And he will hold on with 1:49 left in regulation. So an extended shift by that 6-man unit. And I think the Grizzlies are going to keep that same 6-man unit on the ice. It is going to be the same 6 for Utah. Tahoe switched up skaters as Genev took a shot from the right side, and great glove save by Paperny. Grizzlies won 8-3 on Wednesday. Tahoe trying to even up the score in this set. Both teams will meet tomorrow night as well for the second game of Grizzlies Fight Cancer Weekend. Utah wins the faceoff. Hanson Bukata in the left wing. He avoids a McGrew check. Lepster over to AHB to Genev on the right side. Trying to start to Friesen, but it was overled for him as McGrew delivers a big hit on Connors. Friesen to Hanson Bukata, high slot, bouncing puck off his stick. Lepster in the left point as there's 1:25 left in the third. As Tahoe fires towards the empty net, and it goes wide. Lepster skates over as icing is called with 1:20 left in the third period. And with that, the Grizzlies are going to switch up skaters. We've seen some miracles here at Maverick Center over the years, and it's going to take quite the miracle to get 2 on Jordan Paperny. Third period action here at Maverick Center, 1:20 left. Knight Monsters with 1 goal in each of the 3 periods. So for the second straight game, they put up a picket fence on the box score. One goal in the first, one in the second, one in the third. Utah wins the faceoff. Salem over to Shea. One-timer goes wide. As Grizzlies over to the right goal line, back to Shea. Across to Salem, just outside the left circle. Back to Shea, dangling back and forth. As he'll get it towards Timofeyev. Back to Shea. As he'll feed it to the right goal line for Barbashev. Back to Shea.
Remaining in the third period.
Thank you, Mark. Timofeyev over to Shea. Lefty shot, and that one stick before it gets to Paperny. And Tahoe will clear it out to center ice. 50 seconds left. Salem, he'll fire it around the boards. Stanek cuts off Shea for the puck. Algier will tap it off the stanchion. It's kept in by Timofeyev. Over to Shea, 35 seconds left. Make that 36. Timofeyev, righty shot, saved by Paperny. Rebound goes towards Tahoe. McGrew will loop it back to the Utah line where it's taken by Timofeyev. 3-1 Tahoe, 26 seconds left in the third period. Gillette dumps it in. As puck goes towards Stanek, who moves down to center ice, gloved and dropped by Utah. As dancing to the middle of the ice is Lepster. He avoids a check. Lepster to the right wing. Gets tapped by Taylor. 10 seconds left. Friesen, his lefty shot's blocked. Friesen gets it back. He fires it wide. Glove side on Paperny. 6 seconds left, and looks like this baby's in the refrigerator. Hanson Buchanan. Lefty shot's batted by Taylor. And time runs out on the Grizzlies tonight. Tahoe gets a 3-1 victory to even up the three-game set. As the Knight Monsters got a first period goal from Jake Derflinger, a second period goal from Trent Swick, and a third period goal from Jake McGrew, which came 13:28 in. Riley Connors scored Utah's lone goal that was 10:57 into the second period. The Grizzlies salute their great fans who showed up tonight, and it was an outstanding Friday night crowd of 5,883 here at Maverick Center. It was the first half of Grizzlies Fight Cancer Weekend, first of two nights. Grizzlies will be wearing the same specialty jerseys tomorrow evening. And this postgame story is going to be pretty quick because that pretty much was the story. A goal in each period for Tahoe. Derflinger 10-15 into the first with Valerian and Lindbergh getting the assists. Trent Swick with a second period goal, 7:21 in, assisted by Maye and Cholach. Riley Connors made it 2-1 as he scored on a power play. Connors has 11 goals in 11 games in February. Salem and Shea with the assists. Late in the second period, we saw a big-time fight between Ben Lindbergh, who was making his Tahoe debut, and Boislar. That was 15:37 into the second. Both guys landed some strong punches, but the cross from Boislar was the final punch of the fight, but neither guy hit the ice. You got to credit both as they took and received some big-time blows during the fight, as both guys earned their 5-minute penalties. And then McGrew with the third period goal, 13:28 in, and it was a great individual effort by McGrew, who's played well against the Grizzlies over the last couple of years. Third period shot count, Grizzlies had 10 and Tahoe had 8. For the game, Grizzlies had 27 shots and Tahoe had 32. Of the 32 shots Utah had, Timofeyev led the way with 4. 3 shots each for Riley Connors, 8 in Hanson Buchanan, and Reed Lepster, and 2 shots for Colby Enns, Evan Friesen, Luke Manning, and Danny Genev, and Tyler Gratton. Oddly enough, it's just the 11th time this season where Danny Genev has taken less than 3 shots in a game. Jordan Paperny is the winning goaltender for Tahoe, as he saved 26 of 27, as his record goes to 13-9-1-1. For the Grizzlies, Hunter Miska is the winning goaltender. He's the losing goaltender. He stopped 29 of 32, as Miska's record in a small sample size goes to 0-1-1. The fans are filing out here at Maverick Center. I think I promised the Hanson Buchanan family that I'd meet them after the game, so we'll try to keep it short here, and we'll see if we can meet the Hanson Buchanans. As Flow Sports, we get to the highlights. It was a pretty physical game, and I think if you're the Grizzlies, you knew you were going to get a strong effort from Tahoe, especially on the defensive end, considering the Grizzlies had scored 27 goals in a 4-game stretch. Hunter Miska, he played a solid game in net. And for the Knight Monsters, interestingly enough, they played 6 periods in this series, and they have scored exactly 1 goal in each period. As Knight Monsters took a 1-0 lead, as Valerian took the shot from the right side, ricocheted off Miska, and gained the rebound and putting it away was Jake Derflinger. Grizzlies had some chances early and often. In terms of scoring chances in the third period, the Grizzlies had 6 and Tahoe had 3. So the Grizzlies, in their 27 shots, they had 13 scoring chances. And the opposition, the Knight Monsters, had 3 scoring chances in the third period and 12 for the game. Face-offs, Grizzlies won that battle 10-7 in the third period, but Tahoe had a slight edge for the contest. Grizzlies had 9 giveaways, and Tahoe had 11, including 3 in the third period. As Trenton Swick scored the second period goal, and it was a 4-on-4 goal, first 4-on-4 goal allowed by the Grizzlies this year. Last season, the Grizzlies outscored opponents 7-1 in 4-on-4 situations, and this year both teams have one 4-on-4 goal. Power play stays hot. The lone goal was scored by Riley Connors, 10:57 into the second period. Power play has 18 goals in their last 17 games. Utah was 1 for 3 on the power play tonight, and they are 18 for 57 over their last 17 games. And the Grizzlies had a perfect night on the penalty kill. They were 3 for 3 on the PK, and that's certainly notable considering that Tahoe is one of the best power play units in the league. As play got a little bit chippy in the second period, Noel got after it with the Knight Monster. And then Boilar later on in the second period got in a fight with Ben Lindbergh. Boy, Lindbergh was a goal away from a Gordie Howe hat trick. As they waved off the goal due to goaltender interference, that would have tied it up. Luke Manning had it. But, it was a good call as Manning was all over the left shoulder of Paperny. There's the fight, just big-time punches delivered by both guys. And then Boilar with the cross right there towards the end of the fight. But you got to credit Lindbergh for hanging in there and keeping his feet. Just kind of hugged Boilar and said, I'm done. And then both guys said, good job after the fight. Well, Lindbergh, you could tell, was a little bit shaken up, but he hung in there and took some big blows from Boilar. And I got to say, Matu Boilar is one of the heavyweights in the league. That's the 4th fight he's been in. And Boilar has more than held his own in each of the 4 fights. What can you say? Algier and Grattan got after it late in the second period. And we skated 4-on-4 for the final 2 minutes of the second frame. And late in the second period, Swick hit the puck off the near post. And then there was a breakaway. Blocker saved by Miska as Maye had a breakaway. As the highlights continue here on Flow Sports. As really we saw a little bit more defense here tonight. And obviously on Wednesday night, saw a few more goals and that sort of action, but I think you knew we were going to get that from Tahoe, as the Knight Monsters are a team that's got a ton of pride, and they've really developed a winning culture over the last year and a half. It's only their second season of existence, and the Knight Monsters, they don't have a winning record this year for nothing. The Grizzlies were going to have to earn what they got tonight. Like Tahoe, just came away with just kind of chipping a little bit at a time offensively and defensively. They played a pretty disciplined 60 minutes worth of hockey. So I'm really intrigued to see what's going to happen here tomorrow. In the rubber match of the 3-game series. If you're watching on Flow Sports, there's the McGrew goal. As Miska, he would love to have that one back as he was just kind of hanging on the near post, but he left a little bit of room glove side. There for McGrew to fire away. And McGrew had the perfect accuracy as he picked up his 15th goal of the year. And that's where it ended, with Tahoe winning 3-1. As the highlights conclude on Flow Sports. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast and not necessarily the final outcome. As once again, in front of a great crowd here at Maverick Center, 5,883. The time of game was 2 hours and 34 minutes. 3 stars of the game. Riley Connors is the 3rd star. He scored Utah's lone goal. Tahoe goaltender Jordan Paperny, he's the 2nd star. He saved 26 of 27. Number 1 star is Jake McGrew, who scored that third period goal. He had 4 shots and was a +1. He's the number 1 star of the game. Utah falls 3-1. The rubber match of the 3-game set is going to be tomorrow night, 6:50 pregame show, 7:10 face-off. Until then, I'm Tyson Whiting, and it is what it is. You've been listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network. Good night, everybody.